Democrats don't speak for me. Speak for me, speak for me. Republicans can't speak for me. Speak for me, speak for me. A bitch ass nigga can't speak for me. Speak for me, speak for me. You coon ass niggas can't speak for me. Speak for me, speak for me. Listen here, this is a fact of life. I be rapping like Nat Turner came back to life. Grab Donald Trump by the pussy, he ain't acting right. I never run from a conflict, I be glad to fight. It's a very cold world that we living in. Somebody please tell Elizabeth you're not an Indian. You just trying to con them people to get the benefit. Just another immigrant, stealing from the Indians. That's some punk ass shit and that's too lame. Now we finna step over to Andrew Yang. And you a sucker, you could never speak for black folks. Fake ass candidate, trying to get the black vote. The Democrats don't speak for me. Speak for me, speak for me. Republicans can't speak for me. Speak for me, speak for me. A bitch ass nigga can't speak for me. Speak for me, speak for me. You coon ass niggas can't speak for me. Speak for me, speak for me. You know your boy be high off sativa. Kamala wasn't popping, so we said bye Felicia. She ain't had a right policy. We ain't trying to meet her. Y'all can take Biden too. Bye, we don't need her. We don't need Roland Martin or that coon Al Sharpton. Didn't need Cory Booker from the start, man. I don't fuck with police and no snitch. You know I'm coming with the heat when I spit it. The Democrats don't speak for me. Speak for me, speak for me. Republicans can't speak for me. Speak for me, speak for me. A bitch ass nigga can't speak for me. Speak for me, speak for me. You coon ass niggas can't speak for me. Speak for me, speak for me. If you ever go to court and this is your luck, try not to get fucked by Benjamin Crump. I know it's hard. You and all go is hard. But who the fuck is Amy Cloak? Put her picture up on the bullseye and start throwing darts. People cut our organs out our bodies, that's a stolen heart. They can't save us from the flood like Noah's Ark. Black lives always matter, we finna go for ours. So then we savages, we don't need to pot the piss. Mike Bloomberg can suck dick with that stop and frisk, bitch. You ain't speaking for us, we don't know you. Bernie Sanders, they get your funky ass on too. The Democrats don't speak for me. Speak for me, speak for me. Republicans can't speak for me. Speak for me, speak for me. A bitch ass nigga can't speak for me. Speak for me, speak for me. You coon ass niggas can't speak for me. Speak for me, speak for me.
I'm talking about shout it going crazy. People going crazy in them motherfuckers. Run that shit back, man.
But it means nothing. Nothing. Got a woman on the day. Man made the car. Carry the heavy load. Man made the electrolyte to kick us out of the dark. Man made the pump for the water like the 7 million. Man thinks about a little bit of baby girl and a baby boy. Man make them happy because man make them dark. But after man make everything we can, do you know that man makes money? To buy from other men. This is a man's world.
Grand Rising. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Frontline Black News. I am your host, Chan Krummer. I'm joined with the other host, Lady Chase. She's in the background and she's in the hospital. And I'm at the hospital streaming this show again. And we should be joined here shortly with our West Coast correspondent, Shabaka Sankori. Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced, which I'm the co-executive producer and co-host of. And on this season 4, episode 49, part 2 of the Frontline Black News, we'll be discussing several topics we didn't get to in part 1. And the first one is Latin boxer thinks bigotry is funny. Super Mayor Tiffany Henyard just lost the election by a landslide, so no more Super Mayor after April. Then we got black shoppers thought they were teaching Target a lesson by only buying black products from store. Then Jasmine Croccett finally exposed for being an empty wagon that makes a lot of noise. Then we got Jemele Hill stick up for Joyless Reid, kinda. Sticks up for Joyless Reid, kinda. Then ZELENSKYY refuses to apologize directly to Trump, aka the dump, as a human shit. And we want to make that perfectly clear in Fox News interview. And then they tried to link Michael Jackson to Jeffrey Epstein, the caudacity. And then is Stevie Wonder Ghanaian American? So those are the topics for tonight. Appreciate y'all staying up late. Make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe button and hit that bell so you'll be notified every time we go live on the air. So I'm gonna tell the people what? Oh yeah, and keep Lady Chain y'all thoughts and prayers. Like I said, I'm in the hospital right now, and she is as well. I'm visiting her for what, the 4th day straight. Yeah, so keep her in your thoughts and prayers. She has a major surgery tomorrow. You just had it. You literally just had it. That's how you were able to call them and tell them that you were going to the bathroom.
Just got here.
What? I'm live. You want to have all these conversations with me while I'm live?
No. Jesse, what is with your eyes? Yeah.
All right. Go ahead, Lady Chair. What do you got to say?
I'm sorry, family. Be destructive. Boy, we're just see like can help me, but they give medicine and try to shut me down in the worst opportune time. And you don't know how to talk like I talk. So
Because you're gibberish.
no,
Gibberish.
because you just snitching.
I'm not
And-
snitching.
And
I'm not snitching.
it is.
No, it's not.
So arguing because
You don't even know what snitching
yes,
is.
it is.
No, you don't. Who am I telling you anything
Damn.
to? Because you're interrupting the show
Stop.
for this shit.
Let me talk.
If you know we're live.
Stop. Let me talk.
Oh,
Knock on the door.
I already did.
It's not on the floor.
ready. Just have it now.
Right here on the rail or something.
Not there.
Brother, it's blue. And
I
white.
know what it is. It's
Look
not
right
there.
Look right here.
I just looked right here. It's not here. You just had the damn thing.
Down right here.
I did, Randy. It's not there.
Stop. Be patient. Look.
Randy, you have no patience. But you want everybody else to be patient. Stop.
Listen. What I'm saying.
Hold on, y'all. I gotta help her out.
No.
Alright, y'all. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm back.
Sorry.
Because you're literally interrupting the whole
I
show.
want to talk to the people.
Randy, will talk.
You say one more word.
Or what?
Nothing. Let me talk to them. I want to tell Reid that I sent an email yesterday that I took up it up. And they said, and then I can't move my arm. You only do so much nonsense. But what I
Hey,
asked,
Marie.
what I asked them was so important. I need help.
Crow, she emailed you. So please check your
In there
email.
now.
Yes, that's why I said Crow. Reality.
Okay.
Lady Che emailed you.
So,
Please check your email.
They find me really special.
This is weird. It was like, okay, mine was.
This whole conversation is why they're working on it.
Like,
Brandy, do you want to roll onto your right or onto your left?
We're gonna move us to the first topic now.
Which way?
oh,
Let me get this. Oh, I can read it. I can switch. That's
it's all the way down that way.
Yeah, we'll clean you.
Go ahead and start the show. Oh,
I
There
am.
is more and more.
Jesus.
Okay, look. I'm gonna go over here. You last talking to your show.
Yep, I am. That's what I'm going to do. Exactly. So the first topic of the night, I'm sorry for the dysfunction, Black family. The Latin boxer thinks bigotry is funny.
From your pick there. Thank you.
I'm sorry.
You sure you're done?
So this suspected white supremacist thought it was funny to bring a black boxer a basket full of bananas and bananas and
Did you see the
something else. Hold on, let them work on it. I forgot what else he brought him. It was bananas and watermelon. He thought it was funny, so he got his behind whooped in the ring as a result. So Mad Black TV, the most toxic and most dangerous black man on the internet, is going to give us an update.
The most dangerous and the most toxic black man on the internet. And I am Black up in your face again with some more pro-black commentary. So yesterday I actually made a report on this channel that was incorrect. And the reason it was incorrect is because my sources actually came from the mainstream media. So I reported that right before a fight between Keyshawn, this is very funny because he sent Keyshawn Davis mainstream media. So right before a fight between Keyshawn Davis, a black fighter from America, and a Ukrainian fighter named Dennis Baranchek, that Dennis Baranchek sent Keyshawn Davis a box with a note, and it also had watermelon and bananas in the box. And basically, I think the note basically alluded to this is to help you climb, get some energy to climb trees or whatever, basically calling the Keyshawn Davis a monkey. So, you know, I made that report, and apparently I was wrong, because now it's come out, and thank you to my subs that gave me this information. Those who are more into boxing than I am, I will say I appreciate you. I also just appreciate just the fact that you all came here respectfully to correct me and give me the proper information and send me in a good direction to find the right information. I appreciate that. But apparently it was not the Ukrainian boxer that sent this. It was a Latino boxer that sent that box full of watermelon and bananas to that black fighter. And the Latino fighter's name is Teofimo Lopez. And I have heard of him before because he's a clown, and that's a nice way of saying it. But once again, you have another one of these, Latino fighters, kind of like Ryan Garcia, who thinks that, being racist, especially towards black people, is the way to go, right? And, apparently Teofimo Lopez, he wants to get a fight with Keyshawn Davis, and he thinks this is a good way to create the hype. This is a good way to, get people's eyes and get some money and some attention for a fight with Davis. And that is to basically by insulting him and calling him a monkey. And he thinks it's funny. He thinks this is very funny because he basically revealed himself to be the one who sent the package, because he's watching the press conference between Keyshawn Davis and Baranchek. And he's sitting there laughing, eating a banana, and he's got a ball cap on that says "Make boxing great again," basically taking off the whole the MAGA mantra from Donald Trump and his MAGA mutants out here, right? So this is the way he thinks he's going to be able to create a fight. And he's, like I said, he's sitting there sniggling and giggling, looking like Muttley from those old Hanna-Barbera cartoons. That's what he reminded me of as he's sitting here laughing and giggling at the fact that he sent this watermelon and bananas to this black fighter. And, I'll give Keyshawn Davis some credit in the fact that he said, I guess this is a smart way to create hype, but you're not going to get a fight out of me. Basically saying he refuses to fight him because of his racist ways. And I'm glad he does it. I'm glad he's saying that. But, when you have these Latin fighters out here who think that they are so superior, right? Now, what's crazy about this is that he would choose to, this is his way of calling out a black fighter, to try to insult him and use old racist negative stereotypes, right? But at this time, his people are basically being sent packing by Donald Trump, and his focus is to be racist against a black fighter. You know what I'm saying? Like, you would think that as an athlete that has a platform, you would be speaking up for your people, right? But apparently, I guess that's only something black people do. These other people, they don't speak for their folks. They only speak out. They only use their personal time, and they use their celebrity to tarnish or to attack black folks, apparently. But you would think that's what he'd be talking about. Now, he's not. He's actually American, quote unquote, in the fact that he was born here, but his family's from Honduras. So I'm wondering, has any of his people been sent packing back to Honduras at this point, right? But once again, instead of talking about that, or maybe bringing attention to his people's suffering, he wants to harass and be a bigot against a black fighter. You see what I'm saying? And thinking that's going to be the way for him to get this black fighter to confront him and build up hype for a fight and make money. You see that? So now you got these idiots thinking that this is the way for them to get our attention. And this is why I often don't get too wrapped up in wanting to debate racist or to get too wrapped up in wanting to go back and forth with them. I think the best way to deal with people like this is to basically insult them back and talk about their people, and then just kind of leave it at that. Leave them sulking and leave them thinking about what type of a douchebag they are. So let me say officially that I apologize to Dennis Baranchek. He is not the one that sent that fruit to the black fighter. He is not the one that was being racist. Okay, so it was not him that did it. I don't take back anything I said about the Ukraine, though. I'm not taking back, because we all know that they do have white supremacists and racists there, and they do have racist feelings towards black people in the United States, which is ridiculous, considering they basically have no interaction with them. The fact that they would even want to come here or even stay there in their own country and spout that white supremacist racist garbage over there is ridiculous, right? Like you come from a country and a place that is mostly white, but you still want to talk shit about black folks is ridiculous. But when it comes to this particular incident, Dennis Baranchek did not send that fruit. So I want to make that clear. And I'm doing an official retraction, and I will take down that old video and keep this. But basically what I did was trusting the mainstream media, the wrong racist this time. So it still was a foreign racist. It still was one of these tethers, right? But it turned out that it was a Latino. It was a Latino that came here talking mess and is, using racism as a way to build hype for a fight with a black man, and even continuing it by, like I said, he's eating a banana in the video where he's laughing about it and wearing a make boxing great again hat. So he's basically trying to antagonize it, and he's trying to make it seem like his excuse was, well, I wasn't talking about all black people. I was just trying to build hype for a fight. Yeah, okay, asshole. You believe that if you want to. I know he's lying about that. I know that's probably his true feelings about black people, which is funny because there's a large black population in Honduras. All those Central and South American countries have large black populations, but see, they treat the black people there like trash, or even if they're related to them. You know what I'm saying? Like their grandparents might be black, but they'll come here and just act a asshole and show their whole ass and act like, they don't have any relation to black people whatsoever. You see what I'm saying? So you folks can let me know how you feel about the story in the comment section. I would love to hear your opinions on this. And once again, thank you to my subs who let me know what the real story was and giving me the information that I needed. I appreciate that. I appreciate you. And once again, this is Mad Blacc, and I will be back with my foot on the devil's back.
Y'all. So yeah. You're not hurting her. You're really cleaning her up.
Okay, come on back onto your back. Take a breather.
Alright, so that damn T-hole.
Take a breather.
He got his behind.
Alright, open your legs over here.
Behind that madness. Gotta teach him to stop playing with us. So, I have no pity for that dude. I'm glad that whoops. Jab Jamboree. Who was it that whooped him again? Who beat T-hole? Sorry, y'all. I'm at the hospital. There's a lot of stuff going on.
I'm sorry. You do that.
I'll get the chased off, but they're working on it right now.
All right, one last little roll towards me, my dear. Just a small one. Small.
So I'm gonna move to the next topic, and that is the super mayor.
Give me your arm.
Super mayor Tiffany Henyard just lost the election, so we want to hear no more. They want to hear from the super mayor. No, they didn't want to hear from the super mayor. Super mayor did all that cooning and buffooning, tap showing, and embezzling of the town's money of Dolton, and the town spoke with their votes, and they voted her out.
We're gonna scoot you up in bed, okay?
So, Roslyn Review, shout out to her. She's gonna give us an update on that. Shout out to Miss
Can you
Roslyn
take a deep
Review.
breath in through your nose? There you go. You were holding your breath for a while there. Okay, we're gonna scoot you up in bed, okay? 1, 2, 3. Just like that.
One of those little necessary evils that we all have to do sometimes, but that's okay. All right. As you fill up the chat room, do me one small favor. Hit that little thumb. That is the like button, and I promise you it is free. You can't be better than that. All right. All right. I see you're starting to enter the chat room. I knew Dr. Marilyn was coming back. Oh, wow. OMG. This has been one wild ride.
Yeah.
And most of you who are here now, you've been here with me since I pretty much started the series on the super mayor. So we shouldn't call her super mayor anymore. We should call her super loser. That's the first truth bomb, folks. All right. If you would like for me to call your name out during the roll call, please say hello, send an emoji, whatever you choose to do. It's your thing. Do what you want to do. All right. There's several people here, but only a few people have actually said something or sent an emoji. So, Waveling, how are you? Brenda, how you doing, love? Dr. Marilyn Sturdivant. Now that Cammie, how you doing, love? The meetings. Remember, she wasn't there, but you know she had someone there.
We are learned that in
Cammie, how you doing, love? So I'm going to share just a few videos with you. I won't have you on long. Cammie, share this on your Facebook page, please, love. Hit the like button, folks. Hit the subscribe button if you are enjoying this content. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
I got some clean blankets.
Results come in this evening. I'm going to come in by a landslide, and when I do, the people will speak.
Here on the stream where we are live in Dolton, where the voters of Dolton have obviously spoken. We are learned that Trustee Jackson House has won 88% of the votes.
And Tiffany Henyard is right. The people have spoken. We have.
So for those that haven't had a chance to see the official, these are the official results. And so there they are. I'll leave those up for you so you can see. All right. And for the most part, her flunkies, the trustees who were there just being, saying yes to everything that she said and not really having a brain and thinking for themselves. For the most part, they're gone, with the exception of one. I think her name is Cassandra. So I'm going to take you on the Facebook page because there was someone who left a post warning them to be careful because, do you remember that when Tiffany stopped going to the meetings? Remember, she wasn't there, but she had someone there recording everything, and then she would go live, when the meeting was done, and address what was covered in the meeting. So again, not being a responsible person, not being a stand-up adult. Harriet Tubman is done for above.
Yes.
Yes. Oh my God. Oh, woo. I can't with her. I just can't. And so that was a whooping. It was. I'll agree with Jesse as well as U.S. Army retired. So I'm going to let the video continue. All right.
Have the election results right here. Okay, people. So Tiffany Henyard was definitely right. There was a landslide victory, and we are going to see who won by the landslide. So as of right now, we have 84.96% of the precincts reporting statewide, but in Dolton, we actually have 100% of precincts reporting. And with that being said, as you can see right here from the results, Tiffany Henyard with a whopping 530.
Everyone see that? I will pause that so you can see that. No hanging chads here. Those are supposed to be accurate numbers, okay? So just in case you did not know the official count, there you go. Yes, Michael. Michael, hit the like button, please, love. If you're not subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. So these are the official results. All right, so I'll let this continue to play.
6 votes, got 12% of the overall vote total, while Jackson House, her opponent, got 3,896, giving him 87.91% of the vote, which makes him the Democratic nominee for mayor. Now we'll move to the county clerk of Dolton. There, Allison Keys, who is a Henyard opponent, was facing off against Tanika Hughes, who is a Henyard loyalist. She was running on Henyard's ticket. Allison Keys has won re-election and gotten 80% of the vote. So Allison Keys will keep her job as clerk with an overwhelming landslide victory. And then going down, last but not least, we have village trustees. You have to vote in 3. And the 3 trustees who made it was Kiana Beltra, who was already a Henyard opponent. She was already in. Yeah. She's in with 3,400 votes. Brittany Norwood, she's got 3,500 votes. She was reelected. And Ed Steve, is now the new trustee. He has 3,300 votes. And those 3 people will now be the next trustees in Dolton. Henyard sycophants, they all lost big. None of them getting more than 5% of the vote. So here is essentially your new mayor, Jackson House, giving a quick interview on his victory.
Here on the stream where we are live in Dolton, where the voters of Dolton have obviously spoken. We are learned that Trustee Jackson House has won 88% of the votes. We are waiting to talk to the mayor-elect in his first interview since the polls closed at 7 o'clock. Yeah. Here it is going on 8 o'clock and on this, 7:45 going on 8 o'clock in this election day Tuesday. We have the mayor-elect right here. We're going to try to talk to the mayor. Mayor-elect Jackson House, congratulations on your win tonight. You're live on CBS News Chicago. Let's talk about it. 88% of the votes, the voters decided. How do you feel tonight, sir?
I feel ecstatic. The voters have spoken. They've spoken in a loud way, and I've said it before, and I'll always say it. This does not represent Dolton. We had one rogue individual. I'm sure Dolton is proud, and we are happy that we're ready to change the narrative.
I mean, you have been campaigning for some time, but it's one thing to see the amount of people who came out. Your challenger, Mayor Tiffany Henyard, did not even get 1,000 votes. What does that say overall to the message that you had going?
Right.
Well, it's not to the message. It's the message that the people have said. The people have said we're fed up. They expect more, and they're going to expect more from this administration or from the future administrations. I'm proud of the residents of Dolton. I think their voice has been heard very loud and clear.
How do you feel? Let's talk about it. I mean, it's been there was a lot of things said about you and things of that nature in this campaign from the Mayor Tiffany Henyard as now the title Mayor-elect Jackson House. How does this feel? Has it sunk in?
Well, it hasn't sunk in, and it's I'm the Democratic nominee.
I understand.
There's one more race to be run. We can't put the cart before the horse. And we're just proud of our team, proud of the campaign staff, proud of the volunteers, proud of the residents for showing up.
You said when I talked to you earlier today that you would reach out to Mayor Tiffany Henyard if you prevail. Has there been any conversation? Has she reached out to you, sir?
Well, she has not reached out to me, and candidly, you gave me some numbers that I didn't know. I knew that we were ahead, of course, but I didn't know the numbers. I'm still going to get with the team and assess where we're at, what we have to do for our next steps.
All right. How optimistic are you that you can also prevail in this general election in April?
I'm equally as optimistic. Our team has been working, the trustees, myself, we've been listening to the residents. We'll continue to do that. And I feel that's what we demonstrated, and that's what we're working towards.
My final question to you: if you can tell Mayor Henyard anything at this moment, what do you tell her, sir?
I would say the same thing to her as any other elected officials. Listen to the voices of the residents.
Mm-hmm.
There are still ongoing investigations, ongoing probes. Yep. Do you believe that they should continue? And ultimately, what do you think they will show, sir?
Well, I feel any activity that's done is incorrect. That should continue to be followed. And so if there's an FBI investigation, of course, I don't get to say so over it anyway. But I feel certainly that should move forward. Our focus is the village of Dolton, what's best for the residents.
Anything else you want to add about your victory tonight?
I'm just excited to celebrate. I'm proud of our team. Clerk Allison Key, Trustee Brittany Norwood, Trustee Kiana Belcher, both re-elected, and Trustee Edward Steve coming back on the board. So I'm proud of our team. I can say thank you 100 times. There's a million people to thank in this process.
Was this a difficult race to run? I mean, we know you ran previously, I think in 2009, correct? As for mayor, correct?
Correct.
But you served previously. You were on the ticket with her. What is it that ultimately changed when it came down to the last 4 years, sir?
For the last 4 years, she was taking us in the wrong direction. The board saw that, and we want to continue to make sure that anybody that goes off in the wrong direction needs to be corrected. It's unfortunate that it took us 4 years to do it. The recall we felt was right and proper. So Dolton did it another way.
All right. Is she still the super mayor?
I would never use that term.
Trustee House has to now go inside his party. We're going to try to get in there. You've been watching this on the stream.
All right, let me let you, we'll finish up the video. Listen to what she's saying here.
So as you now know, Tiffany Henyard is out as both the mayor of Dolton and she's...
Excuse me, listen to his commentary, and he feels pretty much like we do.
Probably going to be out as Thornton Township supervisor with an ongoing FBI investigation that things are going to be heating up, which I do think the FBI probably put on hold the criminal investigation until after the election, because don't forget DOJ policy, Department of Justice, for those of you who are not in the U.S., is that they don't announce charges when somebody's in the middle of an election campaign because they don't want to influence the election.
Mm-hmm.
I know. People are going to be like, well, what about Trump? We understand what happened. But with that being said, Henyard now still has to face that. So congratulations to Jackson House and the team. We've worked with them, and they deserve this. They deserve this. So let me know how you feel in the comments section.
All right, folks. So what are your thoughts? Hit that like button as you enter the chat room. So yeah, I saw one of you saying, she was so cocky. Yeah, that is why pride is one of the 7 deadly sins. DJ Basco, where have you been, love? How you doing, Rita? Been focused on Fox News watching our rock stars. Okay, DJ, don't forget us. We haven't seen you in a long time. Oh my. And I know after the victory, everyone's over on Fox trying to keep up with everything that Trump's doing because he's doing a lot. So I do understand. Rich said, bye, Felicia. Truth bomb. Shouts out to the news reporters who've been reporting on all this madness. Yes, Cammie. Baldwin, yeah, we're doing great. How you doing, Lanita, Ohio? Greetings. Yes, yes, yes. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All are welcome. And folks, again, when you don't read the room and you don't know the pulse of the people, if you look at Tiffany Henyard, she's just like someone that we lambasted the entire election cycle. Yeah. Kamala Harris. Think about it, folks. She's running around here saying saying what she was going to do, but she was only talking about the unaliving of children. All these Americans that are homeless, starving, all she's talking about again is the unaliving of children. No, people don't want to hear that crap. People want to know how they can pay their rent, how they can buy food for their families. So the Democrats have been this is another devastating loss. But if you look at it, they're all in the same, it's like crabs in a bucket. And none, as you can see, they're still not learning. You have to listen to what the people are saying. You can't run roughshod over the people. So what you think, super law, butterfly girl? I think Kamala, yes, Lanita, Kamala Harris. I feel because she released a rap video. So I think she knew, even though she wasn't really being forthcoming and honest with us, I really feel she's going to try to do a podcast, something of that nature. She's very charismatic, and people will watch maybe a reality TV show. So, she's charismatic. She has charisma, and she attracts people. She just does. And so it's just, sad that she went down the wrong path. And it's just sad she went down the wrong path. And, she could have done so much. She could have made history. How you doing, Free Spirit Travelers Vlog? 3,000 plus Dolton residents said, who raised this? Oh, he said, no, get her out of here. Yeah. Clean House 2025. Free Spirit, welcome to the chat. I love your energy. Free Spirit, are you a Dolton Village resident? Because you sound like you have a lot of energy, which is good. Because we don't live there. I don't have anyone here in the chat that lives there, but we have been supporting you. We've been standing behind you 100%. Old songs. Yes, that makes me old. Okay. So here we are. Oh, how dry am I? Oh, that is an old song, U.S. Army. Oh boy. I'm waiting for the Wayman. This, they're going to make a movie on her life. They are. Look at all the shenanigans that she was involved in. So I want to share. So I shared that with you, but I also want to share something else. All right. So now don't go away. And again, folks, hit that like button for me, please. Let me show you this Dolton Warriors campaign. I am just so happy for the people of the village of Dolton. You can tell it has changed their whole countenance. The black cloud has been released. U.S. Army, too bad the people of Dolton had to live through this. Yeah, but you know what? U.S. Army, the good thing about that is they'll be a little more careful about the people they vote for. So when someone comes to them saying, oh, let's vote this black man or this black woman, into office, and no one's talking about their policies. You're voting for skin color. It will get you in trouble every time. Get rid of gender and identity politics. Okay, there is no place for that. Me too, Wayman. Cammie, Tubi, where are you for the movie? Yeah, Tubi, Crackle, yeah. I'm so happy for the Dolton residents. Yes, Rita, most definitely. Yes, music therapy. That's what I was just saying to U.S. Army. They'll be more discerning, and maybe do a little research. Because now, again, she showed her true colors when she was a trustee. She was acting like a fool then. But again, people go, hey, we have a chance to make history. A Black woman, you know, she's in her 40s, or she was in her 30s, I think. But everyone gets caught up in that moment, and no one is asking, what are her policies, right? Okay, here we go. And this is from last night, and you could tell that people had a light, fun mood, which was great with everything that they've gone through these past few years.
I thought you on the scene, y'all, putting in that work.
Yeah.
Is showing out.
It was a thing
to get us 1,400 for early voting this morning. When we looked at it, it was 1,438. Y'all keep coming out. Y'all know what to do.
Y'all heard it. Okay, and then the trustees on the slate too. She's on the slate.
That's me. 6, Ricky Harwood, and 7, ASD.
Meanwhile, I'm
keep
paying
coming
rent.
out. We gotta make a difference. Changing the narrative.
Y'all know what to do. Y'all heard it. They got the clean house van out here.
Yep.
People coming. They just asking them, are they voting? Y'all saw the other team. I don't see them standing, but they're out here, I guess. But they said it's a great turnout today. I'm just getting a shot of the van. Clean house in effect at the polling place. There's Thaddeus Jones' slate. See, I'm now about to get heckled by the next mayor. Come on, y'all.
Hello.
Hi there. How are you?
Good. I'm
Nice
always
to
impressed
see
at
you.
your setup.
I
That's
know.
nice.
Look,
Yeah.
my daughter got this for me. I'm like winning now, and
That's
it's her
right.
birthday today. Yes,
Oh, well,
yes.
happy birthday.
Oh, you hear that, Mariah? That's for you, Mariah. Oh, next mayor. Oh, I love it. But it's her day, but I'll take that. Thank you. That's awesome. Where you say get William Moore video. Okay, let me walk over here. I have to do as I'm told, you guys. It's like it's split. They over here. Oh no, there you go, right there. I hope he's not acting a fool today. I would love to get that on camera. So, but anyway, no, I wouldn't, because I don't want him to act fool on our people. He can act a fool with his people. You know how I'm stepping. Hold on. Y'all know how I'm stepping. That's how I'm stepping. Yeah. So this is the best day so far? Early voting.
In terms of the turnout, it looks like, in terms of
Yeah,
weather.
well, the weather and early voting.
Yeah, I mean, as long as we get people out, people's voices are heard, that's all you can ask for.
Okay, y'all heard that. I wasn't recording on him, but we were just having a side conversation. What did you just say?
As long as people come out and their voices are heard, that's all you can ask for.
Exactly. And mind you, you guys, this is not just exclusive to Dolton, this polling place today. This is early voting, so people are voting from everywhere. Yep. So yeah, I'm gonna put this down because I want to do, I want to fraternize a little bit more, and I don't want people to feel like, it's a camera in their face getting this picture of these 2 Thornton Township busloads that have pulled up. Okay. Sorry. There go Tiffany right there. There's Tiffany, and come on. She pulling up right behind the buses.
Did everyone hear that? Tiffany and Kamal just pulled up behind the buses. Okay. Wow. She's just going to do it to the end. She is like, I am not giving up. She was holding on to all hope.
You try to say it was rigged or something.
Here we go.
Yep. There's Tiffany.
Is she going to do a concession?
Don't run me over now. Come on. That's Tiffany. And these are buses. Sir, thanks for coming out. Yeah, so she come up with the bus. I hope you don't. Okay, I guess there was nowhere to park. Hey, come on.
All right. So you see, this was taking place yesterday. Hit that like button. U.S. Army said those buses held her 600 votes. Pretty much, U.S. Army, you're absolutely right. Yep.
No. Look at this one. Oh my goodness. Say it ain't so. But I believe it though. Yeah, because we did. So she's busting these people in illegally to vote. Yeah. Who's paying for this? William Moore? I know you know.
Still do up to her old shenanigans, busting in old people. And as you heard them say, that is illegal. But she just circumvents all of the rules. But you know, cheaters never win. So yeah, you broke the rules, but you still didn't win, sweetie.
Uh-huh.
Are
they getting out?
Balls full of voters.
I want to see who's on these buses.
Still lost. That's hilarious.
Oh, so they brought them in. I just got a steak on live right now.
I got it live.
Can we get a comment about who's paying for these buses, William Moore? Would you like to comment about that, please? Oh, sorry. Excuse me. Do you have a comment? You tried to tackle me when you was over there at the car door. He don't have anything to say. He tried. I know he ain't trying to quote scripture again. No, you don't. You definitely don't live it. You'd be better off attempting to quote it or misquote it, I should say. Yes, it is up to me. I choose to. I don't need you to tell me what I can say. You can't. Yep. Thank you for the clicks and views. They coming on in. Come on in, y'all. Clicks and views. Thank you. Yeah, you're driving that for me. I appreciate you. Yeah, you're good for something. Clicks and views. They love to hate you. Okay, all right. So he's singling me over. Got these illegal buses. Wow. We just out here watching.
So again, hit the like button for me, folks. I'll let this. Y'all think she'll steal? I don't know, Imuna, but we one of the videos we were watching last night, they were like they shouldn't. Someone was saying they shouldn't let her back in those offices because she's probably going to try and destroy as much as she can. And I mean, they're already missing millions of dollars. What else could she take? You know, but you know that's a sketchy situation. And you know how some people are. If I can't have it, neither can you. And they try to destroy things.
William Moore, record the buses. Got your phone out, record the buses. He ain't gonna record that. He just wants women.
Thank y'all for coming out.
Yeah, that's what he's doing. Okay. So y'all, let me restate. Okay. So they're picking up this lady from the library, and that is totally okay. That is totally okay. These are Thornton Townships, and they are allowed to pick people up, so long as they weren't dropping people off. So I want to correct that. We are not trying to put out misinformation.
All right, she just made a correction. Okay, I guess I'm sure you all heard it. All right, about the bus was picking someone up, not dropping people off.
They can bring them about. They just can't pass out no literature or have no literature on the bus.
Okay. So Kiana just verified. She said they can bring them to vote. They just can't pass out any literature or any political propaganda on the bus. Yeah. So they're picking up, a resident, which is totally okay. I just want to clarify that for this video. I don't think that wasn't the case when Tiffany showed up before with the other buses, but it does seem to be the case now because there is somebody actually getting a ride, and that is what it's intended for, those purposes.
Of course, she did it before, but she knows that the world is watching. So maybe she finally said, I better smarten up. And so maybe that's why she didn't do it this time, but we know she's done it before. So
okay. there. There's Kamal back there. Myra, can you share this in the group? Tiffany and them are out here now. They just pulled up with the Thornton Township band.
First, all right, let me get rid of the commercial. What are your thoughts, folks? I'll get rid of this commercial. So yeah, let me see. All right, here we go.
Oh, wow, there you go. Okay, he must want to be on camera. He asked me if I have bumpers. Oh, sorry.
How you doing, Beverly?
I was in your way, but it was there was a lot of room, I thought. I was in the way. I apologize for that. Thank you. Thank you.
I got the recording.
What recording? Okay. Did I hurt you in any way? Okay. Well, I'm trying to hurt you now. Woo. Oh, come on. Thank you, Agnes. Oh, yeah. See, I have let you out and you didn't think. You know how people wave when you let them out. No, you did. Come on. I know, just let you out. I'm live right now. I said I'm live right now. You are crazy. You said what? I want to have a conversation with you civilly. Or did you want to have one civilly with me? I'm not stalking you. That's not me. Oh, well, yeah, because you were there on the clock at the nail shop. It was like 3-something. Yeah. Also, what's your work hour? Well, since you was on salary. Yeah, I do. I understand salary. Yep. Okay, so I'm not. You ain't either. Can we get a statistic? Come on those youth programs. Can we get something about the youth program? Come on. I'm trying to talk to you civil.
I swear they need to throw all of these crooks in jail. They just fleeced the village of Dolton. That's unacceptable.
Okay, I'm not arguing. I'm not being disrespectful. I hate too. And check this out. Look. Let me educate you. You just pulled yours to show me. Okay, you say I ain't good, but y'all show mad. Low IQ? Hey, how about no IQ? How about that? Oh my gosh, he mad. He is mad, y'all. I don't even know why. That was a close-up. That was a close-up. Last ditch effort. Last ditch effort. Well, no, I got people out here too. I mean, he walked up on me. Says, "Come on, don't speak back to me." Come on, I don't want no problems. I ain't looking for no problems. You just told me I'm not good at what I do. But I ain't gonna say nothing about what you do. I'm gonna say anything about what you do. But you said I ain't good at what I do. Are you voting? Come on. Can I give you? Yeah, I did. I do exercise my right. Can I give you a flyer? No? Okay. You don't want one? No, I don't want you to. I don't want to waste it because you gonna throw it away. Come on. You gonna throw it. I don't want to waste it on you because you're not gonna take it. Well, I'd rather you go in and vote. What you gonna do with it? What you gonna do with it? Can I have a cigarette? I don't need one. But you was about to give me one. See? That's okay. Okay.
I'm not that person you think.
But see, I'm not either. You don't even know me. Come on. All I did was video you one time and you got mad. But we can be respectful. Then I'll apologize. What did I do wrong? And let me apologize. Tell me what I did.
Alderman.
Okay.
More than one time.
Okay.
More than one time. Don't you think that would be
Great live already.
I'm not stalking you. We just happen to be in the same place.
Yeah.
Documents I have to follow
Oh,
you.
I already had that.
I'm allowed to record. Okay. Well, what is it that you don't want? Let's get on a. Yeah, you're saying and I don't want to lean on your car. Excuse me, huh? Okay. All right. That's your vehicle.
That's my vehicle.
Who pays for it though? The township.
That's my car.
You pay for it?
Understand this? You know how many BMWs I done had?
Shoot, how many? Enlighten me. Enlighten me. This was nice. Enlighten me.
Oh, that's Tiffany's.
How many? I'm asking. No, you tell me. Want me to guess? Wait, don't run me over. Huh?
I've made 6 figures over there. 7 figures.
Well, don't run over me. Damn. Okay. Oh, that's what it was. Okay. They pulled up kind of aggressive. Okay. Indiana plates. Is there a township meeting tonight? It is, ain't it? Okay, so they'll be there, I think. Well, I don't know. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I was trying to be so because I wanted to talk on serious thing.
And that's pretty much the crux of what she had to show us. So let me.
All right. So yeah, the super mayor is no more super mayor. Tiffany Henyard is gone. Goodbye and good riddance. That woman embezzled, stole like $10 million of the taxpayers' dollars, and it was running the city like New Jack City, y'all. Like no lie. So I'm glad to see this she's gone. Oh, good Lady Taste us, but she's being worked on right now. Yeah, I'm so glad to see the Superman gone like that. That woman had the audacity to compare herself to Harriet Tubman. And there was another prominent figure she had compared herself, Harriet Tubman and Rosa Parks. Like, oh my God. Hell no. So, Tiffany's gone. Don't let the door hit you with a good Lord split you. Like, I'm so glad she's gone. Shout out to the people of Dolton for getting her the hell up out of office. It's my understanding that she's going to be in office until April. And after that, the brother who won, he's going to be the mayor. Or he's going to be the nominee to be the mayor, because I guess there's another election in like June or July for Dolton to find out who's going to be the Democratic candidate. And then they're going to have the general election, I guess, in November. So we'll keep y'all posted. We'll keep y'all updated on what's happening out there in Dolton, Illinois, which is a suburb of Chicago, Illinois. But yeah, this Tiffany Henyard, she made all black politicians look bad. Like every time I seen a story about this broad, I was just like, man, what a disgrace. And she's making black politicians look really bad. And she kept being so braggadocious about it. Like, I'm the super mayor, I'm this, I'm that. You're no longer. So great news. Great news. Lady Che. I guess she can't talk. Babe. What are your thoughts on Tiffany Henyard getting the boot? Tiffany. Yeah.
Yes. Did she need to go?
Yes.
Yes. Why?
She stole $10 million. Okay, was that it, lady?
Because she is garbage man. Like she was helping that.
Mm-hmm. So this lady is on her meds. All right. So yeah, like I said, great news. Goodbye, good riddance. Like they said that she has an open FBI investigation against her right now for embezzling like $10 million of the taxpayers' dollars, taking trips, lavish expensive trips to Las Vegas, where Spock is at, like just ridiculous stuff. Buying all the weave and hair accessories and getting her nails done and all that, all the little suit jackets, all of that stuff. She blew the town's money on just bull crap. So she got what she deserved. Goodbye, good riddance. So I'm gonna move along to the next topic, and that is that DEI bull crap. So black shoppers thought that they were teaching Target a lesson by only buying black products from the store. So Sister Demetria K is going to give a update on that.
Black folks in Southfield, Detroit, said that they are not going to be staying out of Target, but they're going to go in there and buy all of the black products. Now listen to this gentleman explain why they're going in there.
Take this opportunity as a galvanizing moment and as an organizing moment. We want access and we want opportunity. This is our time and we're going to fight it, and we're going to fight it until justice comes.
So he basically said, we want justice and we want access. And it's like, access to what, sir? You could go into Target. Oh, you're talking about because they got rid of their DEI program, diversity, equity, and inclusion. Well, sir, if you've been paying attention, you should know that DEI did not benefit you. It benefits white women. So basically, y'all going in there and buying all the black products that Target still makes $1 from to help white women. Is that what you're doing? But you want justice at Target? That's not where your justice is. You know where you could get justice, sir? Stop giving away 97% of nearly $2 trillion. That's where you're going to get your justice from. But see, I'm going to say this, as nicely as I can. A lot of black folks are still in love with white people and white thought and white validation, just like some of our ancestors were, where they were fighting for civil rights. Here you are. We want access. We want justice. Build your own grocery stores.
Right.
With nearly $2 trillion, we can't build one.
Right.
But we want access. You're begging. They don't want you to have access. And why are we always trying to wedge ourselves in where they don't want us? We did it during the civil rights movement. We wanted to move into their neighborhoods. They moved right out. And somehow some of us are probably heard of it. I don't understand why they don't want to live next door to us. I want to know why you don't want to live next door to your own people. That's what I want to know. But going in there and Target and buying black products, you're still making Target rich. You didn't take money out of their pockets.
Right.
You think the CEOs are sitting up there like, oh my God, all these black people are coming here to buy black products to show us, to teach us a lesson. But they were probably like, look at them, silly fools.
Right.
They think they're teaching us a lesson, but we're getting richer. Every last one of them that come in there and spend a dime, we gonna profit from it. But see, they've already paid the black, I would imagine, the companies the money. And I'm sure if they haven't, they get some, not all of the money that the black people spent up in there. So it's like, what are you actually doing? See, again, that unfortunately, a lot of us, we just need attention. We want to be seen and validated by white people. It's like, why? Validate yourself. See, if we stop focusing on what they won't let us do and go do the stuff we can do, we are the descendants of pyramid builders. So there's a lot of things we know how to do, including building stores. Now, those Black-owned products in there, if those Black people have the wherewithal to make those products, then can't we make a store to house those products? Just asking. Anyway, y'all let me know what you think of that. And for more.
All right. So yeah, that DEI crap didn't benefit us at all. It benefits white women more so than anybody else. And boycotting Target is a waste of time, especially if you're only gonna do it for one day. That's my thoughts on that. Now moving along, we got Jasmine Croccett finally exposed for being an empty wagon that just talks. So again, Sister Demetria K gonna give us an update on that.
I have a little bit of an admonishment for some of y'all that ran around talking about Representative Jasmine Croccett. Yeah, she getting people together. She sure is. Y'all remember when she had a back and forth with Marjorie Taylor Greene and she called her all kind of bad built bodies and all of that? Y'all loved all of that. But I was always one of those people like, what is she saying? She ain't saying nothing. Like, okay, that's cute in theory, but what is she doing like on the job? What is she doing for Black people specifically?
Nothing.
And the answer is nothing. I can't think of none. I couldn't find none that she's doing specifically. We see a lot of y'all ran away with the sound bites, but now y'all eyes are being forced open when you hear her say stuff like this. Check it out.
So no, we are not in the business of giving out money. And honestly, I don't know what $5,000 will do for you if you are unable to find a job, because I am telling people we are headed towards a recession because the United States government is the 15th largest employer in the world. And so firing those that work for the federal government isn't going to necessarily create new jobs in private industry. In fact, Southwest Airlines, based in my district, just announced for the very first time in its entire existence that they are doing a layoff of approximately 15% of their workforce. If you pay attention, the signs are there. And I'm not telling you to be an alarmist. I'm telling you because I want to be honest with the American people. And my background, believe it or not, I was a business major, and none of this looks good for us right now.
So, of course, you heard her say there, you know, we're not in a habit of giving away money. It's like, are you sure about that? Because when Biden and Kamala were in office, y'all were giving away money. Y'all were giving away money to the migrants, any and everything they wanted. They didn't need for nothing. They slept in, you know, $350 a night hotels. They got food stamp cards with thousands of dollars on it. They was able to buy cars. Some of them was buying houses. They had businesses starting, everything else. But y'all, they have a problem with it now because Elon, you know, and those, they're cutting the fat of waste and fraud. So they're saying, right? In Washington, all of a sudden you want to be fiscally responsible, talking about I got a business degree, but you didn't dust it off when Kamala and Biden were in office.
Right.
But you want to dust it off now?
Right.
You should have dusted it off when you had all those snazzy sound bites all up in Congress. But see, the thing is, don't try to be righteous now. We see you, Jasmine. You don't like that. You all are not in control. The Republicans are in control, but you might have been in control if y'all was actually doing something for American citizens, and specifically your most loyal group of voters, Black people. But you see, y'all are all right telling us no, or we gonna give you a study. We don't want no funky study. We want a check. But saying you not giving out, in the habit of giving out money, you a lie. And the truth ain't in you. You just ain't in the habit of giving us money, but you're in the habit of giving migrants money. So the gig is up, Jasmine. But for the rest of y'all, stop following behind empty wagons that just make a bunch of noise, because empty wagons ain't carrying nothing. That's why they noisy. So anyway, y'all let me know what you think of that. And for more insightful commentary, please subscribe to this channel and
Alrighty,
To
dear.
hell with Jasmine Ratchet. I have no love for that ride. She's just a bunch of hot air.
Is that what she's talking about?
Yes. I gotta go to the bathroom.
Yeah, I was talking about Jasmine.
I'm sure. All right, go ahead.
I've been saying, sorry, Charlie, did you hear me like this? I hernia surgery. Or I bet you caught mine. So, Janet Croccett is like, I mean, like, oh, pop face is saying all kind of shit about this, right? Because she in Texas, I think, she don't really give a damn about black people. And it's not concerning. It's not even alarming at this point. It's just typical. And I don't give a fuck about this bitch. They think because I'm sorry to tell you I'm slurring. My mouth is dry. They think that because they put her in front of the camera that she'll flex. And she ain't no flex. She's like she ain't really she not really, it's like Baby or Bedwitch, right? Excuse me. What do I think she is? I don't think she's either. I think she's right there with it. I think that whatever she gets done is not for the betterment of black folk. That's for sure. I think that she a white time waster in black body. I don't think she's smart. And I just don't like her overall. So that's how I deal with her. Now she was coming out on TV a lot. I think she's good at any of the TV things.
Lady Shay?
Yeah.
Are you still talking?
Generally, I see you I see you with my dad, and everybody has thought,
Okay, are you done with Jasmine Crockett?
I had a brother, so
She's gonna be mad, so she's starting to get like real wonky. Okay. Alright, thank you for sharing, Lady Che. I'm gonna move to the next topic, and that's Janelle Hill sticks up for Jemele Hill sticks up for joyless Reid, kinda. Huh.
Family and fellow soldiers, I'm the professor, and this is the moment of truth. The attempts to try to rehabilitate Joy Reid's broken image by these bootlicks is underway. There's a handful of the same old usual suspects. These are individuals who are also some of the white media's Negro cable cast-offs. And here they are seeing what happened to her. And they're hoping that whatever little sympathy she might be able to get, phony sympathy at that, they're hoping that maybe some of this will rub off on them. So a few of the usual suspects are trying to see if they can go ahead and pretty up her image, go ahead and try to clean this one up, among them being Jemele Hill, who took a few minutes away from her constant blackmail bashing to get on the let's sympathize with Joy Reid train. But her video that she posted, it was nothing at all. It was basically nothing but rambling, ranting, meandering. It was a confused, diseased mind desperately hoping for a coherent thought and failing to find one. Now, I'm not going to punish you by having you listen to the whole thing because there was nothing to be said. Then again, she never actually had anything intelligent to say in her entire career. Why would she start now? The pathetic attempts by the bought and paid for bootlicks to clean up the disgraceful fall of Joy Reid has commenced. These people can't persuade anyone. That's because they don't have credibility with anybody.
Black people, Black audiences over-index on entertainment.
Yes, Jemele, Black audiences do over-index on entertainment. And you want to know why? That's because they've been conditioned to. For decades, they've been conditioned by professional shuck and jive artists like you, lowbrow sellouts who make everything into a joke or try to make everything into some stupid beef, or who otherwise geared their delivery and presentation to make everything appeal to the lowest common denominator. This is how you try to make people infantilized in their mentality. That's what people like Joke Reid do and people like Jemele Hill. That's why when I began this work over 15 years ago, I came up with that phrase that the mission of the Black media is to take control of the social and political discourse within the Black community. And secondly, to elevate the debate. Elevate the debate. That means smarten our people up. Because what passed for Black political discourse 15 plus years ago was a toilet. It was a toilet because of people like Jemele Hill, Roland Martin, Don Lemon, and other bootlicks who the white media had on a leash. Black political discourse was what they made of it. And they made it into a toilet. They made it into a sewer. The reason that we're talking about tangibles and not twerking is because of the Black media, not because of Jemele Hill, not because of the breakfast schlubs, not because of Don Lemonade, not because of Roland Martin. It's because of us. The reason why politicians are being taught to take us and our demands seriously is because of us, not because of Joke Reid. You were part of that gang of bootlicks, Jemele, who dumbed down Black audiences, and we made it our mission to smarten them back up again over your opposition and your deliberate aggressive actions against us. We started teaching Black people to take an interest in politics, and that's why you've had clowns like Roly-Poly and others trying to slither into this space. It's because that old, dead, shuck and jive bullcrap that you guys trafficked in, that mess ain't gonna fly. The reign of the white media bootlicks has been brought to an end, and we're the ones who killed it. We're the ones who made it where the old standard is now being brought back, a standard of excellence, a standard of intelligence. When you come and talk to Black people now, you can't show up with any of that weed smoking babbling like Jemele Hill's doing. You can't just show up and sit there and just blather. You got to have something intelligent to say. Why? Because there's Black people out here who have raised the bar that the bootlicks like you, Jemele Hill, put on the ground.
You know what? Let me go back. You know what the number one source of news is for 18 to 34-year-olds Black audience? It's the Shade Room. The Shade Room has almost 30 million followers on Instagram. That is where people are getting their news.
Did she say the Shade Room? Seriously? The Shade Room is where Black people in the Key demo get their news and views from? You know, if the Shade Room is the go-to spot for young Black people's news, why is it that when Kamala Harris went to them, her campaign failed so badly? If they got all this influence, all this stroke, all this reach. This is Mammy Jemele trying to give a shout out to other people in bootlick media, trying to big them up. That's all this is. Well, Jemele, as Kendrick Lamar told you, you can't fake influence. The Shade Room belongs in the same category as World Star Hip Hop and Hood Clips. They're just shuck and jive bullcrap, which explains why you like them so much, Jemele. Places like the Shade Room may have lots of views, but their audience is useless because those creeps just sit on the couch full time smoking a joint. They don't get off their butts for anything, especially not even to vote. Yeah, you can go ahead and talk to those morons, but they're not good for anything. They're not going to do anything. But then again, why would they? When Jemele Hill talks about Black people over-indexing on entertainment, that also includes sports too, Jemele. See, that's the reason why I make it a point not to have anything to do with any of that stuff. Why would I be paying attention to sports at all? Why the hell would I watch anything like ESPN, especially when they employ bootlicks like Jemele Hill and Steven from Django, Steven Smith. So when she talks about Black people over-indexing on entertainment, yeah, she's talking about herself.
When Trump's political career really started going, it was Black journalists who immediately called him out. It was Black journalists that surfaced the racial allegations that were against him in housing in New York, or the ad that he took out about the Central Park Five in the New York Times calling for their execution. Now that he's in this position, you see the capitulation that overall media is doing. And as somebody who dedicated their career to this profession, this is, disheartening doesn't even begin to cover it. This is heartbreaking to see because that's not what journalists do. It's like we're supposed to be disruptors. We're supposed to, as we used to say in journalism school, our job is to afflict the comfortable and comfort the afflicted. That's what we're supposed to do.
She's actually talking about being a disruptor. Gee, Jemele, is that what you were doing while Black people, especially young Black people, were making demands during the Obama years? They were out in the streets fighting for their survival, and Obama and his administration were ignoring them, or worse, taking the side of the bad guys. How about during the Biden years, when you had Black people still making demands, but Biden was going to court siding with the police, and he was floating COVID money to these police departments? Were you being a disruptor then? Was Joy Reid? Hey, Jemele, did you and the rest of the bootlicks disrupt the Democrats' constant attempts to dismiss and downplay our issues? Or did you play right along with them and act as their cheerleader? See, when you're a disruptor, that means you cause problems no matter who is in office. Whining about the orange man means nothing when Democrats aren't responding to Black people's needs either. And worse, in many cases, you got Democrat politicians who use their offices to harm Black people. And you talk about bend the knee, you got on both knees for the Democrats. You praise Kamala Harris merely for existing. Black people told you what was wrong with her, and instead of demanding that she repent for her sins and own up to it and tell us what she's going to do to punish the thugs in blue, instead you took her side. You lied and claimed that she was pure as the wind-driven snow, and that all the criticism of her was just coming from Russian bots. And you said that she was the second coming. Now, how is that any different than the lies that the white right tells about Trump? All of this deification of a politician simply because you think you're going to benefit personally from it. What did you think was going to happen, Jemele? Did you think that you were going to get yourself a job in a White House communications office? Yeah, that's what you and Angela Rye with lettuce and tomatoes on the side and the rest of these bootlicks like Roland Martin, that's all the butt kissing that you were doing was meant to achieve. It was meant to get you a White House job. Well, it looks like there was only room for 1 or 2 Negroes in there, so Simone Mamie Sanders got the job. And you notice that when she left, they didn't hire you, didn't hire Roland Martin. They got no plans for any of you. But then again, kissing the white supremacist behinds is the only job you actually got, so you had to continue it no matter what. We tell these bootlicks like Jemele Hill and Joy Reid that the Democrats have to do things for black people if they want to win office, and then you got Joy Reid and Roland Martin and all the rest of them saying, no, it's not about black people, this is about democracy. These are the fools who Jemele Hill tells us are supposed to be speaking up for black people, and they're supposed to be presenting black people's issues in the public arena. People who say that black people need to just pipe down. It's about democracy. We can't be out here just talking about black people. That's divisive. We can't vote for black people's interests. We have to vote for democracy. So they simultaneously claim to be for black people. And at the same time, when you mention black people, they say, well, it can't be about us. It's got to be about America. It's got to be about democracy. Democracy that we have never had for a single moment in this country. That's why Wendell Pierce made me want to puke when he was saying that doing things for everybody else, why, that's actually doing things for black people. Well, she does have a plan for black men. It's a plan for everybody. That means black men are included too. The same Orwellian doublespeak that the white right does when they push anti-black laws and claim that it's colorblind or race neutral, kissing the Democrats' behinds and telling us to vote for nothing, and attacking black people who have the nerve to actually demand something for their vote. This is supposed to be a disruptor? What the hell are they disrupting? They're not disrupting anything. It's like Noam Chomsky said, it's the highest form of propaganda when something presents itself as opposition or disruption, when in reality, it's actually support.
I noticed that as soon, as all of this started, that a lot of you were like, why can't we just start our own? Why don't we just do our own? Hey, look, I'm all down for that. And I want to address that part of it, though. Like, why can't black media have its own?
Oh, and by the way, before I go any farther, I think it does need to be said, Jemele Hill is supposed to be doing some sort of little video statement about what happened to Joy Reid. She only mentioned Joy Reid like once, maybe twice. She didn't really have much to say about Joy Reid at all. Most of it was about herself. What a surprise. But she asks, why can't black people have our own? And then she brings up Roly-Poly Martin's Broom Closet podcast, which, by the way, is more the same crap that MSNBC was doing. If Jemele Hill means why don't we have a large-scale broadcast media outlet that operates in our interest, well, that's largely because paid tools like Joy Reid, Jemele Hill, Roland Martin, Don Lemonade, and others have spent decades trying to get us to watch white-owned media outlets. That's what they fought hard, tooth and nail, to condition us to do. And come to find out, Roland Martin not only was getting money during the Trump years from the government, he was also getting money from Kamala Harris's campaign too. If black people are to have some sort of meaningful presence in established media, we certainly can't do it by bringing these bootlicks like Roland Martin with us. Roly-Poly's just trying to do the same thing that BET and TV None and others did, and that is talk black for about 5 or 6 seconds. It's all totally phony as you try to aggregate some black viewers as a way to get white advertiser money. They do the same grift over and over again. You start off telling black people, you know what, none of these media outlets are out here presenting dignified black people. We need to have some intelligent discourse. And black folks say, yeah, we need some black folks who are on TV and they're going to actually be speaking honorably about us. They're going to present media that honors us. And black folks say, yeah, and that's why you need to go ahead and watch some sitcoms and some shuck and jive nonsense. And oh, by the way, don't turn off the TV during the commercials. They tell us that they're operating in our interests. Come watch them. And then when black people do that, they push nothing but narratives and propaganda meant to mislead us. Or they push agendas by people outside the community. And most of them are directly detrimental to us. Jemele Hill actually did mention Black News Channel, talking about how she knew people who worked there. Apparently, these were her buddies. Well, I guess that's the reason why they were doing nothing but pushing immigrant issues, LGBT issues, feminist issues, anything but black issues. And that's what Roly-Poly does. When these bootlicks are talking to black people, it's all just a constant grift. It's nothing more than a scheme to collect just enough gullible Negroes to watch them that they can then go to try to leverage that to some white advertiser for some money or to a white political party like the Democrats. And you see what Roly-Poly did with that black audience. He basically prostituted them so that he could get some money from the DNC. And Jemele's just so proud of that. You all spent your adult lives trying to empower the white media and to attract as many black eyeballs to the white media as possible. And then you got the nerve to sit here and go, well, we ain't got one of our own because we ain't got enough white money. When you got the black media working to create a space for our people, an intelligent space, a meaningful space, you then turn around and call us Russian bots and you attack us, tell people to ignore us. Joy Reid and Shireen Mitchell were talking about Russians trying to imitate black vernacular and lingo. Joy Reid ought to know, as an immigrant, that's exactly what he's done. Imitate us, our words, our history, our terminology, our slang, our style, all in an effort to try to give herself some phony credibility to turn around and attack us. And that's the reason why we don't have, quote unquote, one of our own, Jemele, because we got people like you undermining us constantly.
You know, over the last 24, 48 hours, so many people have been like, why don't you, Roland, Unlimited, naming the Avengers crew or a ton of us. Why don't y'all all get together and do your own thing? It's like, we need money to do that.
She's sitting here rattling off these bootlicks names. These are not heroes. These are anti-heroes. It's like a doggone monster movie marathon, just villain after villain. It's horrible. Jemele Hill, Don Lemonade, Angela Rye with lettuce and tomatoes on the side. Why don't these clowns form their own network, huh? Yeah, I got an idea. They could call it the Island of Misfit Tools. And did she actually call themselves the Avengers? I mean, talk about trying to put yourself on a pedestal. These clowns are more like the Foolish Four. Forget about the Fantastic Four. They're the Foolish Four. Or maybe the Legion of Coons. But just because you morons run around in your underoos at home, that doesn't make you superheroes. Nobody looks at them as saving anybody. Bootlicks like Jemele Hill are the problem. Jemele Hill made her reputation, such as it is, attacking black people in general, black men specific. She's trying to be some sort of online shea butter hero to those clowns, and she sees how far that got her. So I have to wonder, what kind of black audience does Jemele Hill want? We don't need any more sellouts like Roly-Poly Martin or Jemele Hill or Don Lemonade who are just trying to get money from the Democrats or some white corporation. We need black people who actually operate in our interest so that we can get black people in the driver's seat. We don't need any more of these self-serving sellouts trying to be cheerleaders for the DNC or the RNC. What we need are people who are going to be cheerleading for the FBA. Now, these black journalists, quote unquote, they did call Trump out, and that's fine. But the problem is these people are DNC shills. They only seem to have a problem with racism if it comes from people who they're not on the payroll of. If Trump had run as a Democrat, don't you know that Jemele Hill and Roly-Poly Martin and the others, they would have given him a clean bill of health. They would have been out there trying to help rehabilitate his image. They would have been trying to downplay the whole Central Park 5 death penalty request that he was making. They would have been trying to whitewash his past housing racist discrimination suits. They would have been sitting there doing everything they could to whitewash the man, or should I say blackwash him. And there's plenty of precedent for it. You have plenty of bootlicks tripping over themselves to try to rehabilitate the image of Mike Bloomberg, or better yet, Joe Biden. They convicted about all the decades of racist stuff that Joe Biden said, all the racist laws that he co-sponsored or even wrote, like the 94 crime bill or Biden's law, as he called it. People like Jemele Hill, did you see them trying to disrupt the Biden campaign and say, hey, we got to call out all this racism he's doing? Did they call that out? No, they never did. And they weren't going to. Yes, they are right to point out Trump's racism. The problem is they're more concerned about Trump's words than they were about Bill Clinton and Barack Obama and Joe Biden and Kamala Harris's actions. And that's why people like Jemele Hill don't speak for us. They see themselves as having their own pathetic little boule club. Whenever you see some clowns saying that they're part of this or that organization, you better start asking if they're with these so-called Black Greek frat sororities, Divine Nine, whatever. And you'll find that these people are in that circle of boule, bootlick, butt kissers. The reason that Joy Reid is in the situation she's in is for the same reason the Democrats are in the fix they're in, because they ignored their base and they did for decades. And then in the 1990s, to attack black people, such as Biden's law. And then you had the white supremacist white lash against Obama's election. And what did he do about that? Nothing. White right was clearly on the march, everything from front-loading the federal courts with Federalist Society flunkies to make sure that they could legislate from the bench, all the way to having states like Michigan totally neutralizing black voters with their so-called emergency manager laws, blatant violations of the 15th Amendment, blatant violations of the Voting Rights Act and everything else. But what did the Democrats do about that under a so-called black president? Nothing. We're talking about the same Michigan where they had the Flint water poisoning crisis, which was the direct result of that emergency manager law. Who went to prison for that under the Obama administration? I can't think of anyone. Police and even non-black racist thugs on the street could murder black people with impunity. And what did Obama do? He came to town and sang a couple of bars of Al Green for Flint. That's what he did. He pretended to drink some water, which he didn't actually do, by the way. And then he told black people all these race killings, oh, America's got problems. Yeah, Barack Obama's one of them. And then when Hillary Clinton ran, she didn't even bother to campaign in Michigan. She thought that she would get the black vote automatically. Why? Well, you got to vote for me because the alternative would be worse, right? And this has been the pattern. Kamala Harris tried and failed to run from her past. Biden, on the other hand, had Simone Mamie Sanders as his front Negro crash dummy. She was on camera lying, claiming that Biden's law didn't cause mass incarceration. Why? That was the state's fault. You can't pin that on Joe Biden. And then when people pointed out, no, a provision in Biden's law gave billions of dollars to the states if they changed their laws to bring them into compliance with Biden's law. Make them the same as Biden's law, you get some federal cash. And what did Simone Sanders say to that? She said, well, I mean, okay, so the 94 crime bill's not perfect. And of course, you got these sorry sellouts like Jemele Hill, Joy Reid, and others who attack the black grassroots and attack the black media in specific full time. I personally called out Corinne Stank-Pierre on Twitter. She blocked me, of course, so the White House propagandists already know about us. And rather than change their ways so they could get black support, instead they doubled down and tripled down on lying. In yesterday morning's briefing, I showed you how Joy Reid lied about us in 2019 when Biden was running. She lied and said that anybody talking about reparations is part of a Russian disinformation campaign. Now, there's only a handful of people who are actually talking about reparations, the black media. It would have been very easy, don't you think, for her to say, you know what, I'm going to confront some of these so-called reparations advocates. Why didn't she do that? Because the entire purpose of what she was doing was to lie about us, to set us up to be mass deplatformed. This was not about actually proving anything. This wasn't about truth. It was about suppressing the truth. If we truly were nothing more than just Russian bots, then shouldn't it have been easy for her to say, hey, these people online, people like this Tariq Nasheed guy and Professor Black Truth, and people like Tari and Rain and Lisa Cabrera and others, these people are all Russian bots. Because you've had people like Tim Pool and others who have recently had their own scandals regarding where their money comes from. Shouldn't it have been easy for her to do the same thing to us? But she couldn't, because it was a lie. She platformed a liar like Shireen Mitchell, who said that if any black person is saying they want something for their vote, they're a Russian bot. You know, demanding something for your vote, that's democracy. Or so I was told. Voting is supposed to be about telling a candidate what they have to do to get your vote. They pledge to do it, and that's how you decide who to vote for. Now, if my issues and needs are being ignored, then I've got no reason to vote at all. That's democracy too, by the way. Democracy means rule of the people. It does not mean rule of the candidates, and it doesn't mean rule of their bootlicks either. It means rule of the people. And when the people decide that they're going to sit an election out, what they're doing is they're casting the most powerful ballot of all. They are casting a vote of no confidence in whoever happens to be in office. That's what put Trump back in the White House. Hell, that's what put him in the White House in the first place in 2016. Biden made all of those phony promises in 2020, from his White House Police Accountability Commission to his so-called Lift Every Voice plan, and all of it was lies. No sooner than he actually got declared the winner, he immediately said, I ain't doing none of that stuff. We gave him control of the White House, control of the Congress, and he took office and he used it to pursue legalization of illegal aliens and everything except for black people's concerns. He thought that that was going to be the Democrats' new base. That's what he was trying to do. And you had people like Rahm Emanuel ranting like a lunatic about so-called Biden Republicans that they were hoping to attract. By that, what he meant was largely white suburban women. That's what he really meant. Well, these Biden Republicans never materialized. All of these were just schemes employed by the Democrats for them to find a way to hold office without having to do anything that black people were demanding. They were trying to find an end run around us by putting together a new constituency, one of non-FBA voters. And when black voters called this out, you had garbage like Joy Reid and Don Lemon and Jemele Hill and others running interference for the Democrats. Why, you can't be making any demands. It's about democracy, don't you know? a democracy that we have never enjoyed. You can't criticize the Republicans for doing nothing for Black voters and then attack Black people when we demand the Democrats do things for us. The only consistent thing about all of these white media mouthpieces for both parties is that they say Black people shouldn't get anything. And that's what caused the fall of both the Democrats and the left corner of the white media. But you know, in spite of Jemele Hill's nonsensical rantings and ravings, I mean, this woman spent over 30 minutes saying absolutely nothing. She did, however, miraculously manage to have a single moment of clarity. She actually uttered something that I do agree with.
Whoever are your favorite journalists, you need to support them. I mean, bottom line, because even like many of you are saying in the comments, we support you, which, we certainly are appreciate, or like in terms of starting your own. I don't know what Joy's plans are for next. Let's say, as many of you suggested, that she create her own YouTube channel and kind of do Down Limit is done. Yeah. The whole point is support your faves. Support your favorite journalists.
She's got a point. I go for that. We do have to support our favorite journalists. And since she's talking about Joy Reid here, I think we should support her too. The exact same way that she supported us. Good day and be one. I'd like to take a moment to mention some of our contributors. One Good Ace, Michael Moore, Frederica Moore, Antonio Daniels, and Suleiman Alaji. Salute to them and thank you to everyone for listening, liking, and sharing this message. Black empowerment only exists because of you.
All right, I agree with the professor. We support her as much as she support us, and that broad never supported us.
So she's underneath her still clean.
Not getting none of our support. To hell with Angela, with Tomato outside. To hell with Tiffany Croccett. To hell with Reid.
Max.
All of them were licking Democratic shields. To hell with them.
Okay.
That's my thoughts on that.
Correct. No
Jemele Hill is a tethercrat, just like Joyless Reid. So her trying to stick up for another tethercrat is hilarious. Because neither one of them have any ground to stand on besides shilling. And there's no current plan for shilling. Because white supremacy always breaks their tools. Tell Professor Black too. All right, Lady Che, what are your thoughts on Jemele Hill trying to stick up for Joyless Reid, kinda? And Jemele's in the building too. She has cotton mill.
What I gotta think about it? Joy Reid looks like crap when she died. And she looks like shit when she cried. I think that is ridiculous because nobody wants to support John Lemon or the other motherfucker, whatever his name is.
John Lemonade.
The other motherfucker.
Lemoyne Hill.
Yeah. But they come around Joy, and they're like, oh girl, and whoop 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 and all this shit. And I think it's fake. I don't think it's fake. I think they genuinely mean that with her. But we don't give a fuck. So she can kick as many rocks down the motherfucking road.
Right.
I think that like her coming around Jemele he'll try to be a supportive friend. That's kind of probably who she is, on that level. I don't really feel nothing about it. I mean, people these days, they don't give a fuck about nobody else but themselves at the end of the day. At the end of the day, that's why they're alone and they by themselves, making horrible crime faces because they don't care about nobody. They don't care about who they hurt and who they step on to get up to whatever proverbial top they try to get to. When in all actuality, all they do is fail and where they go. So I think that with Joy Reid, Joy Reid just gonna keep failing. Jemele, she's gonna keep on her hand.
All right, yeah. So moving along, the next topic is ZELENSKYY refuses to apologize directly to Trump in
Those days go on.
Fox News interview. What?
This is third day topic.
No, we're not.
Aurora is the third day topic.
Yeah, Aurora is.
Jorinsky.
That's not what I said. I said ZELENSKYY. Yep, Z.
Zelensky.
Yes,
Why do you want to talk about him then?
because I can.
I was talking about him yesterday.
You're always trying to defend this dude. It's a follow up from yesterday.
Oh, all right, yeah. Go ahead. I apologize. Carry on. I'm sorry.
Didn't. But clearly, as you all know by the title of this video, he didn't do that. But before we get into the actual video clip, I do want to cover a few things, right? I do want to cover a few things. I want to cover a few things, a few topics of discussion that people started to bring up post the Zelenskyy, Trump, and Vance argument, right? Here's the first thing. Number one is this. Check this out. Now, many of you may remember this. Some of you might not. But when the Democrats were on their, impeachment campaign to impeach Trump, that impeachment surrounded allegations between the relationship of Trump, was surrounded around allegations that Trump was somehow trying to use Zelenskyy to help him win the election here in the U.S., right? The 2020 or the 2016 election. Let's look at this right here. Donald Trump was impeached over allegations he improperly sought help from Ukraine to boost his chances of re-election. In the end, he was cleared on 2 charges by a majority of senators at his trial. Now, here's the thing, right, concerning this. Zelenskyy never, not one time, came out to clear the air. He never came out to clear the air. He never came out and said, these allegations that somehow I'm trying to help Trump win re-election, it just simply isn't true. He never came out to defend Trump, not one time. I find that very interesting, and a lot of people were talking about that, and it's worth bringing up right now that he never cleared the air to say, hey, man, this stuff just simply isn't true, right? It isn't true. But secondly is this right here. Remember when J.D. Vance stated you were campaigning for the opposition, meaning Kamala Harris, during the election that just passed? This is what he was talking about right here. This is what J.D. Vance was talking about in the Oval Office. Zelenskyy campaigned for Kamala Harris and Josh Shapiro in Pennsylvania back in October. Zelenskyy was signing bombs at a manufacturing plant. This is all he wants: more money and weapons. Now, there is a video that goes along. I'm not going to waste. It's just Zelenskyy talking to the people that run the plant and make the bombs. And, I saw another subsequent video after the fact of somebody else speaking where they said, oh, well, how did the conversations go? Oh, the conversation went well. And he says he wants us to do more. So as always with Zelenskyy, do more, do more, do more. Give me more, give me more, give me more, give me more. I need more money. I need more weapons. I need the U.S. to fund, our endeavors here against Russia, right? I need that. So that's what happened here. And I can completely understand why J.D. Vance feels that way,
right? And I'm sure Trump as well, that Zelenskyy was campaigning for Kamala Harris. Because at the end of the day, this happened in October. So what are we like, 3 weeks out from the election? Something like that? 3 weeks away? And now all of a sudden you want to show up to Pennsylvania, a state that Kamala Harris absolutely has to win in order to become president of the United States. And you want to show up at this manufacturing plant with Josh Shapiro, signing autographs, essentially taking pictures, because that's what he's doing right here. He's autographing, all of the or a handful of bombs, at the manufacturing plant. Really? That's what we're doing? I'd feel a way too. I'd feel like, you know what? You're campaigning on behalf of Harris too, with only a few weeks away, a couple of days away from the election. When you think about the relationship that Trump and Zelenskyy had, with only, or I should say that Biden and Zelenskyy had, with only 3 weeks away from the election, you didn't have to fly all the way out here to do this. You didn't have to do that. You literally could have just sent Biden a text and he would have sent you $1 billion more, just like that. So yeah, I understand that position, and I can see that point of view, that you're campaigning for them, my man. That's what you're doing, or at least that's how it appears. That's how it comes off. You're campaigning for Harris because you didn't need to fly all the way out here for that. So now what I want to do is this. Let's get into this right here. I want to get into the Fox News interview in which Zelenskyy was asked whether or not he would apologize to Trump, and here's what he had to say. There's a few things that I want to touch on in this interview. We're obviously not going to go through the whole thing. It's about 20 plus minutes long, but let's start right here.
Special report, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy. Mr. President, thank you for the time today, especially on this day, to continue to do this interview. President Trump said after your meeting that you disrespected him and the vice president and all of America in the Oval Office. Do you think you did? And do you think you owe an apology to President Trump?
Thank you so much. First of all, thank you for the invitation for this dialogue, and good evening to all your country, to all Americans. I'm very thankful to Americans for all your support. You did a lot. I'm thankful to President Trump and to Congress bipartisan support. And I was always very thankful from all our people. You helped us a lot from the very beginning during 3 years of full-scale invasion. You helped us to survive. Anyway, we are strategic partners. And even in such tough dialogue, and I think we have to be very honest. And we have to be very direct to understand each other, because it's very, for us, very necessary to President Trump. And I'm with all respect that he wants to finish this war, but nobody wants to finish more than we, because we in Ukraine, we are in this war, we are in this battle, a battle for freedom, for our lives.
I'm sorry, it's the pettiness of me. Nobody wants it. Nobody wants this to be over more than we. I'm sorry. Rewind it back just a little bit. Nobody wants this to be over more than we. Okay, sorry about that. Sorry.
President Trump, and I'm with all respect that he wants to finish this war, but nobody wants to finish more than we, because we in Ukraine, we are in this war, we are in this battle, a battle for freedom, for our lives. So I'm just telling that I think that we have to be on the same side, and I hope that the president on our side together with us, and that is very important to stop Putin. And I heard from President Trump a lot of times that he will stop the war, and I hope he will, and we need to pressure him with Europe, with all the partners. And I think this dialogue had to be a little bit earlier to understand where we are. Like, I don't remember exactly, but like President Reagan said, that peace is not just an absent the war. Yes, we're speaking about just and lasting peace, about freedom, about justice, about human rights. And that's why I said that I think so, the ceasefire, and Putin He broke 25 times ceasefire during all these years, 10 years.
So I'm not hearing from you, Mr. President, a thought that you owe the president an apology.
No, I respect president and I respect America.
Once again, check this. This went over a lot of people's heads. You know, it's not that he just didn't apologize, right? He just said no, right? He just no. A lot of people, when you read articles on people are talking about, they're not catching that. It's not that he's talking in circles. You can listen to this and say he's talking in circles. No, he just directly said no. No. Listen again.
All these years, 10 years.
So I'm not hearing from you, Mr. President, a thought that you owe the president an apology.
No, I respect president and I respect American people. And if, I don't know, if I think that we have to be very open and very honest. And I'm not sure that we did something bad. I think maybe sometimes some things we have to discuss out of media, with all respect to democracy and to a free media. But there are things that where we have to understand the position of Ukraine and Ukrainians. And I think that is the most important thing. Yes, we are partners. You know, we're very close partners. We have to be fair. We have to be very free.
Right. Very DNC of him to not want to take any accountability for what occurred. Before we get into this next portion of the video that I want to play, you know, I don't think I've ever seen anything like that exchange before, where one leader of a nation is in the home, you can say, the White House, obviously, but like, you know, in the main building, for lack of better words, of the other leader of said nation, to which the leader who's visiting disrespects that sitting president in their home, in their office, the White House, if we're being specific. I've never seen that before. And the arrogance that he displayed and the pride that he displayed in the face of Trump and in the face of Vance in the White House is inexcusable. You would never think to conduct yourself like that in real life in another man's home, because that's not going to go well for you. And when, as Trump said, the cards aren't in your favor, you're not holding any of the cards, in fact, to be exact. With that being the case and with that being true, you should probably humble yourself. Sit back, relax, stop talking so much, and just listen. But he wouldn't do that because he's accustomed to getting what he wants from Biden. He's very accustomed to that. What he's not accustomed to is Trump. At least not this version of Trump. I'm not sure what version of Trump he was dealing with the first time around. But this version of Trump is not playing the kind of games that Biden is going to play and that Biden was playing. And the thought that you don't feel the need to apologize to Trump when he's literally the only reason that that situation, the war, can end. Because if they could do it in Europe on their own, they would. Why don't they? Because they can't. They literally can't end the war in Ukraine without Trump. So being it that you're in the presence of the only man who could stop the war from occurring and could actually negotiate a peace deal, you should probably hush. You should probably be quiet. And since you are out of bounds, you should probably apologize. But he won't do it. He won't do it. And look at this part here. No accountability at all. He's going to get asked by Brett, do you feel that essentially the way you conducted yourself, do you feel that this makes the Ukrainian people look bad? Does it make the Ukraine look bad? And here's what he had to say.
Right. But do you think the public spat in the Oval Office in front of the media served Ukrainians well today?
I think this kind of spat is I mean, this we have. I mean, this is not good for both sides. And
it's not good for both sides. It's not good for you, bro. It's not good for you. Your war, your situation. I really wish I used this picture as the thumbnail. But what you have going on in your country has nothing to do with us, you know? And we literally could just walk away right now and just be like, yeah, whatever, bro. You figure it out. Good luck. And you wouldn't be able to figure it out. So this doesn't look bad on both sides, right? It's not bad for all of us. It's bad for you. But carry on, not taking any accountability.
Way, and I'm very open, but I can't, change our Ukrainian attitude to Russian, and I don't want they kill us for us. This is very, very clear that Americans are the best of our friends, Europeans are the best of our friends, and Putin with Russian, they're enemies. And it doesn't mean that we don't want peace. We just want to recognize the reality, the real situation.
Now, before we round things out, because I do want to get into what Caroline Levitt had to say too, because Trump, he watched this interview and she's basically obviously going to speak on his behalf concerning what he thought about it. It just wouldn't be right if I didn't leave this video with a little DNC nonsense, right? So what's going to happen next is Brett's going to ask Zelenskyy what he thinks about this nonsense DNC comment that was left by a congressman on X. So let's get into this foolishness.
Democrats have had the opposite reaction to the Oval Office meeting. Democratic Senator Chris Murphy from Connecticut posted this. What just happened in the Oval Office was a planned ambush designed to help a brutal Russian dictator and hurt America's security. Trump has become Putin's lapdog, and America's global power is hemorrhaging as America sides with dictators over democracy. What an embarrassment.
Why are Democrats so dumb? I mean, they went on doubling down on a losing strategy. We're still doing the dictator talk. Not weird, excuse me. I voted for Trump. They're still doing dictator talk. They're still doing this, oh, he's in the back pocket of Putin. He's Putin's lapdog. So apparently, if you let the Democrats tell it, Trump is not just Putin's lapdog, but he's also Elon Musk's lapdog as well. So apparently, Trump is everybody's lapdog. Trump is just in the pocket of everybody. He's in the pocket of Elon Musk. He's in the pocket of Putin. He's in the pocket of everyone, And what you really see is when you're hearing this is projection. It was Biden who was in everybody else's pockets because Biden wasn't even really running the country. He wasn't. We don't know who was running the country. And they're projecting that onto Trump. But once again, they're just doubling down on stupid. They're doubling down on exactly what lost him the election. Nobody wants to hear that. It's tired already. He's a dictator. He's taking from the dictator's playbook. He runs with Putin. He loves Putin. Trump is the only person, the only president, the only national leader that I've ever seen who gets dragged for being diplomatic. So because he isn't hostile with Putin, that means he's in the pocket of Putin. How does that make any type of logical sense? It doesn't. It's completely stupid and ridiculous. That literally makes no sense. He's the only one who gets dinged for being diplomatic. But go figure. It's the DNC, right? So now what I want to do next is that I want to get into what Caroline Levitt had to say post-interview, right? Because she spoke right afterwards. Obviously, she's speaking essentially on behalf of Trump. So let's get into this here.
In Trump's favor, there's a new leader.
Sorry, let me rewind that back just a little bit. And if you haven't already, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel, and make sure you're following me on Telegram at TD Media. Links in the description box below, and we'll be pinned in the comment section after stream ends.
I think it remains to be seen. I defer to President Trump on what his next step is and what happens moving forward. But the president made his position quite clear today when he asked Zelenskyy and the Ukrainians to depart the White House. He feels as President Zelenskyy is not in the right mindset to negotiate peace. And I think, frankly, that was reinforced with his comments on Bret Baier refusing to apologize for disrespecting the president and the American people in the Oval Office. The president, Zelenskyy, was in the White House today and had a real chance to sign an economic agreement that would have been great for the American people to recoup our tax dollars and great for the Ukrainian people to rebuild their country. And unfortunately, he blew the deal up in his own face.
Was the White House expecting an apology? We saw that he didn't directly say that he owes Trump one.
I don't think we were expecting anything, to be honest with you.
Just on the
They weren't. She says that they weren't expecting an apology, but the fact that he didn't apologize, I don't believe Trump's going to let that go. I don't think that he's going to continue to bring it up over and over and over again. But as it pertains to just negotiating deals and peace with Ukraine, Trump's definitely going to want to take more now, and I would, because we're the ones with the leverage, not you. You want to come in my home and disrespect me and then not apologize? Okay, looks like peace is going to have to cost you more, and I think that that's how this is going to work out moving forward.
flip side of this, obviously, there's another player. So is the White House going to ramp up negotiations with Putin, with Russia? Could the president potentially travel to meet President Putin sooner than later?
I'm not tracking anything in terms of next steps in the engagement with Putin and the Russians. The president has made it clear always that both sides need to talk equally to bring both sides to the table and negotiate a deal. And, in a good deal, any good deal, whether it's in business or in politics, both sides usually walk away a little bit unhappy. Unfortunately for Zelensky, I think he refuses to recognize the practical reality of this war. It's been going on for years. His countrymen are dying, and the people who have been funding this effort, the American people, are sick and tired of footing this bill. So it's a much different situation for him than it was 3 years ago. And as President Trump said today, he doesn't have any cards. The cards are not in his favor. They're in President Trump's favor. There's a new leader in the White House, has much different priorities than the last administration. He wants peace. He wants the war to end. And it doesn't seem like Zelensky wants that quite yet.
Switching gears real fast, Caroline.
She just walked off. I'm going to start ending my live streams like that, just walking off. But anyways, that does it. That does it for today's stream, man. Yeah, no apology. Zelensky doesn't care. Right? Once because and he thinks that he's just going to keep getting what he wants because, let's be honest, he got what he wanted for almost 4 years straight when dealing with Biden. Got any and everything that he wanted, despite the fact that the American people were against it and didn't want it and didn't want our tax dollars going over there overseas. He got it all anyway. Weapons, bombs, whatever, and would consistently disrespect and say that the U.S. has to do more, you have to do more, you have to do more, you have to do more. Well, it looks like the money tree stopped growing. And there is no more that we can do other than try to help you negotiate a peace deal, something that you do and something that essentially and obviously the Europeans can't do on their own without Trump. So with that being the reality of what is, I think it's about time for Zelensky to humble himself, or he might find himself in a situation where, he'll be dealing with a very rude awakening. Very rude awakening. So with all that being said, that does it for today's stream. I'm going to thank you guys for joining me today. Please hit the like button on your way out. Subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel. Share this video on your social media platforms. And once again, please, Telegram. Please follow me on Telegram. That is extremely important to help circumvent social media censorship and shadow banning. Let me get to the support very quickly before I head out of here. Shout out to my man Jay Bird for 35 months of service. I appreciate you, bro. He said the money gone, fam. Yeah, no, that money's finished. The money has completely dried up for Zelensky. No more money. Papa Onaya Shelley says Zelensky is a whole. I know what BAN stands for. I can't say that though. Zelensky is a whole BAN. Have fun with Russia, right? I feel the same way. I feel the same way. You want to disrespect? Okay. Have fun with Putin. And with all that being said, that does it for today's show. Thank you guys for joining me once again. I will catch you guys. Like button on the way out. Subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel. Follow me on Telegram so you never miss no notification. And I will catch you guys very, very soon. Peace and have a great evening.
What's your thoughts on your boy?
Yeah. I'll have that right there. live, and it's gonna be contentious because y'all feel how you feel, but I feel like this an over apology. He does not owe Trump no apology. In fact, he should never apologize. Trump said some ugly words right now. Like to get Zelensky to heal or beg, and if you don't know that, you gonna do that. The thing is that there's ice chips.
But I don't know what
Because just I'm not just trying to make cups.
Right, there's no ice chips.
Okay, where's my cup?
Right here. Jesus Christ.
Yes, sir. All right. One second, Sally. The reason I'm saying this is that I'm not distracted. The reason I'm saying this is that I try not to have contentious things. I try to be on the same alignment, but in my mind, and I'm watching it clearly, that for the United States forces Zelensky to behave like this. Nobody wants to see it, but they force him to beg. They don't help him when they're supposed to help him. Biden even had to apologize to him once or twice for the money coming in really low or late. Okay. And these things, yes, ma'am.
Can I fix your leaf really quick?
Yes, ma'am. Okay. So these things are really important. Okay. Now, and I say that because, I know everybody all the men want to act like they right and whatnot, and that's fine. But at this point in time, be realistic. I'm glad we don't see Zelensky in no damn suit. I'm glad he wears bulletproof vest. I'm glad he's always in khakis. I'm glad he's always walking the field. I watched. No, I don't think he owes him a fucking apology. Trump, of all people, you think needs to be apologized to. That is the most, and I'm not saying you, just I'm saying just, that everybody thinks he needs to be apologized to. The audacity of it all. No. He needs to be treated more like a punk. Like, first of all, you're looking at two different types of things. Militants. Do militants wear suits?
Yes, I do. Look at Tahori. He has a suit.
Tahori?
Yes, look at him. He has
When
a
is he
suit.
ever wearing a suit?
He has a military suit. What do you mean?
What is he wearing, Jesse?
He's wearing military attire.
Every day.
Military attire.
He wears a uniform, right?
Yes, military attire.
What is it called?
A uniform, Randy. Jesus Christ.
It's called a
This
utilitarian.
dude.
Utilitarian.
Oh my God, cuz.
It's called a uniform, right?
Yes, Randy.
What is it? Standard. Khakis. Little Kevlar, or little sweater vest. Got little pockets on it, possibly some
I don't know why you
shielding.
defend this dude so much.
Stop.
We're
I
gonna
was
change up your
married
leaves, okay?
to the military. So I know what I'm talking about.
Oh no, pretty.
GTA, right? These suits, okay? And they're little uniforms.
Okay, let's save that.
Do you know where camouflage is?
Yes, buddy. I do.
All right. Now, there's the Black Liberation Army wear camouflage.
Yes.
The Black Panthers wear comfortable footwear and things as they walk up and down patrolling.
Correct, Randy. But what does that have to do
All
with
right, now 5.
Zelensky?
Are they in dresses?
No, Randy, but the
5.
NOI is.
5.
The NOI is.
The NOI is a different thing.
Okay, Randy, whatever. You're just
Are they
making
not
excuses
militant
because.
though?
Is the NOI not militant?
Are they?
Yes, they
Right.
are.
Right.
And they wear suits.
And
So
will the,
what is your point?
Will the NOI
Oh my God, guys.
beat you down the street?
Yes, Randy.
They will, right?
Yeah, I just said yes.
Correct. Now, do
I
you
don't know
think
what she's
that
doing.
Trump and Putin have any sort of fighting combat skills?
Yes, I do.
Who?
Both of them, especially Putin. You seen Putin was fucking wrestling a whole goddamn grizzly bear. Like, are you serious? Like, are you really serious right now? Yes, that was real. We showed that years ago. God damn.
Oh my God.
You
people
can't be
believe
this
anything.
simple, cuz.
People will believe anything.
Yeah. Get to the point, cuz.
Do you think Trump has
Oh my God, because
physical
what does this have to do
capability?
with him giving Trump an apology on Fox News? That's what I would like to know.
Well, I'm making
Like,
my
this is
point.
all over the place.
You just had to interrupt. So
Because you take 30 minutes to get to
stop.
the freaking point.
If you stop talking to me, I will get through it. Now, what I'm saying is,
I can't do shows. This is exactly why I can't do shows with
Can I
her,
finish
yo.
my statement?
No, because you take
I'm
forever.
almost
Get to the
done.
point.
Shut up. Please be quiet. I'm almost done. You stop interrupting me. Now, I say that to say this. He is crazy. Trump wants a apology. Why would you apologize to the craziest president in the world?
That's subjective because you just had Sleepy Glitch Jim Crow biting. You didn't think he was crazy. You didn't think he had dementia. You don't think he was right in the head. Like
Y'all said
that don't make no
that.
sense, cuz.
Y'all said that.
That's what we seen. We literally seen that displayed on a daily basis for 4 years. Y'all. Who is y'all? Who's y'all? Who is y'all?
You.
Okay, that's
About
not y'all.
Everybody named Mama.
Oh my God.
Y'all said that.
That's because that's what we witnessed.
That wasn't what I saw.
What did you see, Brandy? What did you see? Because you're seeing something completely different than the rest of us.
Right.
So tell us what you're seeing, Brandy. Tell us, Oracle. Tell us, all-knowing Oracle. What did you see?
What I'm saying to you is that Trump is Dutch. Oh, Dutch Eli are not good for nobody.
Neither is Zelensky. Neither is Putin. None of these people is good for anybody. Like, what is your point?
Zelensky is fighting a
Oh my
war.
God. And losing badly.
No.
Yes, he is.
You're saying he's losing.
I'm not saying he's losing. He is losing. There's a difference.
Even if that's
Randy, he's coming to us asking for
goddamn right.
money
He has to go to
every
everybody.
freaking month.
Yes.
Asking for money.
Why?
That's not our responsibility. Ukraine is not a part of NATO. We have no obligation to Ukraine. That's what you don't understand because you don't understand geopolitical politics. But you think you know so goddamn much. No, we don't.
So we should fly everybody.
Yes, Randy, we should.
All right. So then
Damn.
Stop yelling at me.
Because you're simple.
Stop yelling at, I'm not.
You're simple, cuz.
I'm not simple.
Yes, you are. This dude has the audacity. Like, he's not, like Trump said, you're not in a position to be giving no goddamn orders. You're not in a position to be giving no demands.
Right.
This is not the Biden administration. The same shit that flew under Biden It's not gonna fly under Trump. Yes, yes, that's a good way to think about it. Yes, you're Maya Zelensky. You're not in a position to be giving no demands. Correct. What did he do? He had to apologize on Fox News. Yes, he did. That's what the whole clip was about. Yes, it was. That's what the whole clip was about. Oh, yeah, he refused to apologize. Yeah, so he shouldn't get no aid. He's not gonna get shit. He better be lucky that Biden, Trump don't fucking turn Ukraine over to Russia. He keep it up.
It won't be like that. The snow won't be out there.
He gonna overgrew his bridges. He's not in a position to be giving no demands. This is not the Biden administration. The same shit that went under Biden is not gonna happen under Trump. And he just needs to get with the program, or he's not gonna get shit. Beggars can't be choosers. You sitting up here coming to America. I'm trying to give my take on the situation. No, I didn't. I let you talk. I let you talk. I let you talk. Like Jason, let you talk. Let you talk. Let you talk.
Go ahead.
Damn. He's not in a position to be trying to give no demands. Period. You coming to us, begging us for money to fund a war that we have nothing to do with. Ukraine is not part of NATO. It's never been a part of NATO. We have no obligation geopolitically to have anything to do with Ukraine. So Trump is doing what should have been done years ago. But nobody had the stickler fortitude to tell him, no, you don't need, we're not doing that. No. The most powerful thing you can tell somebody is no. So shout out to the dump for that. It's ridiculous. These must think they can just come to America whenever they need something. Oh, we need some help. Oh, we can't even feed our own fucking citizens all that goddamn money that they send over fucking Ukraine. We got people starving, freezing to death. Can't even fucking afford a place to fucking live, but yet you want to send all this goddamn money to a foreign country such as Ukraine? Fuck out of here. All right, moving on. And they got the audacity to come with demands? Fuck out of here. We don't owe you a motherfucking thing, ZELENSKYY. Don't owe you shit. This is a new fucking regime. This is not the Biden regime. The Biden regime went hook, line, and sinker with your bullshit. The Trump regime is not on that type of time at all. So either you get with it or you're going to get the fuck left, period. So moving along, they tried to link Michael Jackson to Jeffrey Epstein. The audacity.
Recently released file with several prominent celebrities on Jeffrey Epstein's contact list. Some of the names included are Michael Jackson, Alec Baldwin, Naomi Campbell, Mick Jagger, Prince Andrew, Robert F. Kennedy's late mother, Ethel Kennedy, and former New York Governor, Andrew Cuomo. Fox News reported that despite the big names, none of the celebrities were accused of any crimes related to Epstein. The documents also showed an additional 254 names on a filing named masseuses, but they were redacted. Even though the files named a fair amount of celebrities, an insider told the Post that the findings were, quote, disappointing to those eager to learn more about Epstein and his connection with political leaders. According to the Office of Public Affairs, the list of names came out 1 year after the federal court issued the release of sealed records concerning Epstein and his sexual exploitation of over 250 underage girls at his homes in New York and Florida. Epstein was known to closely mingle with influential businessmen and leaders to talk about philanthropy, business endeavors. He was also known to be closely associated with President Donald Trump, former President Bill Clinton, and Bill Gates. However, Trump reportedly barred Epstein from coming to Mar-a-Lago after an alleged incident with a member's teenage daughter in 2007. Gates, for his part, previously admitted to the Wall Street Journal that it was, quote, a huge mistake to spend any time with him, thinking that it would help him with global health philanthropy. In 2019, Epstein ultimately died by suicide at the Metropolitan Correctional Center in New York while awaiting trial on conspiracy and sex trafficking charges.
It's not a day.
Now, family, and I'm going to be honest with you. I want to go back here. Give me 1 second. Now, family, the first person that they listed was Michael Jackson. And the reason why this pisses me off so much, family, is because of the fact that I've studied extensively throughout this whole Epstein case, going back to his charges in 2006, where he got the sweetheart deal, all the way to the time where he was arrested recently and was unalived in the cell with all the cameras being turned off all of a sudden and all this other nonsense. The security guards fell asleep all of a sudden and all this other nonsense. And to be honest with you, being a person who studied all of that and studied as much as I possibly could, because I want to give you the reason why I started digging so deeply into Jeffrey Epstein. Some years back, a video popped up on the web of Jeffrey Epstein, and well, it wasn't the web, it was like Reddit or something like that. And it was Jeffrey Epstein and some other white dude holding down this black child, right? We're going to say allegedly, but it wasn't allegedly for me because I saw it with my own eyes. But let's say allegedly to protect this channel. They were holding down this black child using a magnifying glass to burn this black child in different areas of her body. She was naked, by the way. So when I first saw the video, I started going down this rabbit hole of who the hell are these people? And when Jeffrey Epstein brought into the situation, when I learned what his name was, and I learned about Lex Wessner, and how he didn't purchase several mansions for $1. And all of those mansions was equipped with surveillance and all this other stuff. The brownstone in New York, the mansion in Florida, right? He even got a plane. All of this stuff for $1. I started being very inquisitive. I started working on this documentary until I saw this content creator by the name of Jason Burmis. And this man, Jason Burmis, he actually has a whole list detailing the time frames of Epstein and all the different people that was tied to him and how things happened. And then I think it was 2019 when they said they were going to release documents and they were redacted, and they were actually the same documents from previous that was redacted and that was actually released. These situations here really pissed me off. And this is why this situation pisses me off. It's because these same people did nothing but release the same information. This is why I didn't even put too much stock into the whole Jeffrey Epstein list. I tell people all the time, damn a list. There are videotapes and picture evidence that was taken from this man's property that shows the people who he worked with, showed the people that he was actually blackmailing. Why are we concerned about a list that may or may not be connected to this island, where we have actual video evidence, where we have actual pictures, where we have actual evidence to show? They just don't want to show you who was in those pictures. They just don't want to show evidence. And shout out to our reparations nations. Thank you for being here and thank you for being in the comments, my brother. But this is why I didn't put too much stock into that. But now, looking at what Pam Bondi already been released, there's literally nothing showing that Michael Jackson had any connection or any tie to Jeffrey Epstein in that at all. Everything that was released was already previous release. As a matter of fact, some of the things that was redacted wasn't even redacted in the last release of these same documents. Let me show you something, family. Let me see here. Give me 1 second. Let's do this. Let's remove this because I want to actually show you something. And it's worth seeing. If you remember, right, they released documents in 2024, January 3rd of 2024. And those documents that were released I've had since the release. And I was going to do a whole little segment on this, breaking this down, the 943 pages, breaking down all the information that's in it. But do you know why I didn't do it? Because there was no new information in this document. This was all old information from his previous case in 2006. It was all old information. And so I didn't feel the need to re-bring you information that had already been released prior to this release. This is the second release. But from this release to Pam Bondi's release, now some other things are redacted that wasn't even redacted in this release. That's the facts. But let me just come here to let me just do what I came here to do real quick, which is prove that all of this is nonsense. So give me a second while I load this next screen here, family, because I want everybody to understand what I'm saying here. Here's an article from shout out to Professor Black Truth, the Aryan Press, right? And it says what? No new bombshells in Justice Department's release of Jeffrey Epstein's files. Okay, let's read this. Attorney General Pam Bondi on Thursday released government documents related to wealthy financer Jeffrey Epstein. But the first wave of the files posted on the Justice Department's website have largely been circulating in the public domain for years and didn't include any new bombshells about the sex trafficking case that has been a favorite subject of conspiracy theorists. Why is that important to mention? It's important to mention that because if there is no new information within this information that just been released on Thursday, if there's no new information, no new names, how then does all of a sudden Michael Jackson's name get thrown into the bunch? how does Michael Jackson's name now get thrown into the bunch? When literally, when it dropped in 2024, Michael Jackson's name had nothing to do with it. When it dropped previously, I think it was like 2019 or something like that, Michael Jackson's name didn't have anything to do with it. But all of a sudden, Michael Jackson is now tied to Jeffrey Epstein. And yeah, they did go in and say, let us just say that none of these names have been charged with doing anything wrong, right? Let me go back here for you. 1 second. They may have said that, right?
The Justice Department recently released files that revealed several prominent celebrities on Jeffrey Epstein's contact list. Some of the names included are Michael Jackson, Alec Baldwin, Naomi Campbell, Mick Jagger, Prince Andrew, Robert F. Kennedy's late mother, Ethel Kennedy, and former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo. Fox News reported that despite the big names, none of the celebrities were accused of any crimes related to Epstein.
My thing is this: Michael Jackson has never been named in any of this the situation since it started in 2006, but everyone else in this clip has been. Every single person that's in this clip has been named by name in a lot of these lawsuits and a lot of the whole breakdown and investigation of this case. If you look into the discovery, you will see a lot of these people's names. Everyone's name that she just named except Michael Jackson.
That revealed several prominent celebrities on Jeffrey Epstein's contact list. Some of the names included are Michael Jackson, Alec Baldwin, Naomi Campbell, Mick Jagger, Prince Andrew, Robert F. Kennedy's late mother, Ethel Kennedy, and former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo.
Michael's name was the only name not mentioned previous to this day, to this article. And so, yeah, it pisses me off because they do this all the time. They have to throw a black face in front of the degeneracy of a lot of napkin folk. That's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. They're trying to connect Michael Jackson to Jeffrey Epstein the same way they tried to connect Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, to Jeffrey Epstein when Diddy has no Jeffrey Epstein's ways about him. Maybe just one, the recording of different things in the rooms. But here's the difference. Puff Daddy as an entertainer, when he's dealing with certain people or whatnot, of course you will want some sort of protection over yourself because as an entertainer, you don't want somebody coming out of nowhere saying you did anything. That's one. But two, let's be honest. Puff Daddy has not been charged with anything that they can prove. And if they could prove it, it would have been already solidified. The victims, they didn't have any victims when they brought these charges forward. They opened the floodgates for people to come and say they were victims. There's a big difference. If they had victims, the victims would have already put Puff Daddy away, P. Diddy away, or Diddy, whatever he goes by. But here's also another difference. Puff Daddy, Diddy, was not working with Mossad like Jeffrey Epstein was in Lex Wessner. Because yes, Lex Wessner have ties to the Mossad, as well as Ghislaine Maxwell's father. When he came in and got those houses and the private planes for $1, that was due to the fact he was working with the Mossad, allegedly. But when you're talking about Diddy has basically been scooped up on the Mann Act. They just tell you all these little crazy things that's going on at the parties to make you think, oh, well, that's nonsense. That's crazy. They show you videotapes that he is not being charged for. Like the Cassie tape in the hallway and all that other stuff. He's not being charged for that. He's being brought up on RICO charges. Let's be real. He's being brought up on RICO charges when there's nobody else being brought in with him. RICO charges means that it is a conglomerate of people working towards the same interest for their organization. You can't be brought up on RICO charges by yourself, but Diddy is the only person that's brought up on RICO charges by himself. So when I say they're trying to tie people to Epstein to put a black face on napkin degeneracy, you can understand where I'm coming from. And that's why it was so important for me to read that article where it said nothing new has been presented. And they do this on the last day of Black History Month. They want to disrespect Michael Jackson once again on the last day of Black History Month. Now, family, let's go here. Because, like I said, I'm here to show and prove. I'm not here to just rant. I'm not here to just voice my displeasure of these mutants, because it really does get to me how a lot of these folks, they come in, they have no information, but yet they try to regurgitate the same information, right? Michael Jackson was under surveillance from 1993 to 2005. From 1993 to 2005 by the FBI, ladies and gentlemen. And this is factual information that you can just go and research for yourself. There are documents over documents over documents that shows that Michael Jackson was under surveillance by the FBI from 1993 to 2005. Why is this important? Why is this important? Well, I'm about to show you why it's important, family. It is important because when you start looking into the Jeffrey Epstein case from the first inception of it, when he got his first sweetheart deal out of Florida, you can go here and you'll see. Oh, excuse me. Brought up the same thing. Like I said, family, bear with me. I'm learning this system. I am learning this system. You can go here and see how, one, he got criminally charged in what year? 2006. Off of a decade of information that they had on him too. Off of the girls that was running to the FBI and the police during that time. Why is this important? Because if they had any evidence that Michael Jackson was connected to Jeffrey Epstein during the time that the FBI had him under federal surveillance, Michael Jackson would have went down and he would not have beaten the case. Not once, but twice. 2 times he's beaten the case that the FBI has brought upon him, that the American government that's brought upon him. Tell me if I'm lying, family. If I'm lying, just let me know. But I'm giving you factual timelines. It has never been mentioned. Even after his death, they tried to bring up everything else after his death. They tried to bring in the same two young little bastards that he was looking out for and do some sort of documentary, Leaving Neverland. Oprah Winfrey came out trying to push them to the forefront, and everybody shut that down because it was proven that that didn't happen. So now all of a sudden, you mother lovers want to come out here and try to tie Michael Jackson, the king of pop, the king of just who he is, royalty. His black royalty. The Jackson family in general is black royalty. But you want to try to now tie the king of pop to Jeffrey Epstein years after Michael Jackson has died. He died in 2009. But here we are in 2025, after years of not trying to do such, when his first case took place in 2006. And then his second case took place somewhere around 2017 to 2019, but he got unalive in 2019, if I'm correct. My memory might be a little bit off there. But still, in none of those years did anybody come floating around talking about Michael Jackson was tied to Jeffrey Epstein. And there was no evidence. There was no phone records. There was nothing like that. But all of a sudden, in this article, they're telling you phone records are showing that Michael Jackson and Epstein had conversations. But yet, the article I showed you, and I can go back to it real quick. The article that I showed you clearly states, and let's go to it. I'm going to highlight it. Clearly states, there was no new information. No new information. So tell me, why are you doing this? What's the reasoning? There could only be one reasoning. If there's no new information, if the news have already basically reported there's no new information, why would that other news broadcaster come back and try to say, oh, there's new information because Michael Jackson's name has been thrown in there? But then they have to go back and say none of these people are proven to be connected to the atrocities that Epstein participated in. But that's not good enough, because you didn't even have to show this man's face. Think about the damage that they're doing to this man's family. Think about the damage that they're doing to this man's family every few years. They want to bring Michael Jackson up and try to tie him into some scandal that has nothing to do with him. And logically, anybody who thinks about the situation, anybody who could say, oh, well, you know, the FBI was watching him from the 90s all the way to the 2000 and all the way to 2005. Jeffrey Epstein caught his first case in 2006. Oh, they would have washed Michael Jackson the hell up, even if they gave Jeffrey Epstein the sweetheart deal. This is just the facts, family. And I know some people may not like the facts, but the facts need to be brought. They need to be heard. And they go from trying to link, Michael Jackson to Jeffrey Epstein, to trying to link Stevie Wonder, to Ghana. They're calling Stevie Wonder, Michael Jackson's cousin, by the way, a man who's foundational Black American, by the way. He's a descendant of a freedman, by the way. They're trying to make him Ghanaian. He's an American Ghanaian. No. He is a distinct American who may have Ghanaian citizenship, but that does not exclude or eliminate his foundational Black American heritage or his DNA. And they do this as an erasure tactic. They do this as a way to try to stake claim to all the great things that our brother Stevie Wonder has done here in America to push the civil rights movement forward and everything else. Things that they have no hands to, they have no ties to. But yet, this is what they're doing. And no, I'm not. Let me be very clear about this. I don't want to make it seem like I'm just going after Africa. But the fact of the matter is, Africans keep coming after us. And if you're not seeing this, if you're not seeing them trying to push erasure of us in this country so that they can have some sort of tie to this country, or so that they can say, well, since the whole thing with the people being stolen, some areas people wasn't stolen. That's a true fact. Some area people was forced to point a finger somewhere else so that their people wouldn't be taken. I'm not going to negate that. But in other areas such as Ghana, with other tribes such as the Ashanti and all this other stuff, these people actively participated within the slave industry, whether it's capturing, whether it's selling, all of that. They were hands-on. So when you have people in Ghana trying to now Ghanaianize, or I don't even know how you say that, Ghanaianize Stevie Wonder, somebody who has ties to literally the Jim Crow South? What? My apologies if I got too loud, but y'all know my passion is on 100 all the time when it comes to our people. This makes no sense. So the lamestream media is trying to tie Michael Jackson to Jeffrey Epstein, and then the lamestream media is trying to tie Stevie Wonder to Ghana. What kind of nonsense is this? But this is why I wanted to bring this to you today, family. This is so disrespectful on both ends. And I don't know who's representing Stevie Wonder at this point in time. But whoever is representing him needs to be fired. If you remember, Stevie Wonder was not born blind. He was born premature, put into an incubator with too much oxygen, and it took his sight from him. Salute to our sister Black Spider. Shalom, sister. It's good to see you. Thank you for being here. But this is the disrespect. Our whole lineage is tied to who Stevie Wonder is. And that's why it's so important for them to try to make Stevie Wonder a Ghanaian. because then they can tether on to his accomplishments. They can tether on to the Black empowerment movement. They could say, and this is the same reason why they try to tie us all to Africa, even though everybody around the world is tied to Africa. They try to directly tie us to Africa. And that's because they want to have the same notoriety as Black Americans, as foundational Black Americans in this country. They want to have ties to everything that we did to this country. They want to say that everything that we've done in this country is nothing but an extension of them. When the fact of the matter is, that's nothing but garbage. It's bull stuff. So family, I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. And like I said, I was gonna drop the link, but I didn't have to get this out. I had to get this out. And maybe later when I come back with the late night news drop, I'll drop the link on that one. But family, I just wanted to say, this is just another reason that we look at everybody as opposition. Even when they're seemingly on our side, or when they're pretending to be on our side and all this other nonsense, because the people who actually put this article out, right? You would think we're Democrats, because, you know, the Democrats news outlets, they've been doing this for a long time. They've been talking about Michael Jackson for a long time. This is page 6. So it's not just the Democrats, it's the Republicans as well, because they're right-wing, conservative-leaning media that's putting this out, while all these folks in MAGA running around here, you know, thinking that, you know, Republicans are for them, you know. We're out here understanding that neither side is for us in the Black grassroots, and that's why we play both sides against each other like the chess pieces that they are. Earlier today, I read an article, and we're going to be going over that this weekend as well, where our sister Camilla Moore, the head of the Reparations Task Force, the Democrat head of the Reparations Task Force out there in California, she sat down with Bill Saley and other folks, other people within the Black grassroots sat down with Bill Saley, and they basically created a bill in order to create a freedmen agency in California. And my response to that was, this is a good look. And my exact, I think what I exactly said was something along the lines of, well, this is a hell of a step towards the right direction. Congressional Black Legislative Caucus, it's your move. And I put a pawn symbol. And our sister Camilla Moore came back and liked that post. My thing is this: they're both pawns, and they need to be used as such. Why are we not looking at these people as pawns when they look at us as pawns? Everything that they do either benefits them or benefits their interest. So tell me, why shouldn't we do the same? Why shouldn't we be the same? That's just my question, family. I really hate every time they bring up our brother who passed away in 2009, the immortal Michael Joseph Jackson. Because what they're trying to do every single time they bring him up is trying to denigrate his legacy. But you can't denigrate a legacy that was so powerful, especially with lies. Lies can't diminish the truth. The only thing that can exterminate the truth is more truth. But more truth doesn't exterminate the last partial piece of the truth that you had. You know what? Shout out to you, Black Spider. Yes, absolutely. They should literally take all that envious energy. And I'm glad you used the right word, because that's exactly what it is, my sister. It is literally envy. It isn't jealousy. A lot of people think that it is a jealousy situation. No. Jealousy is a little bit different from envy. Envy is a lot deeper than the green-eyed monster of jealousy. Envy is somebody saying, I should be in this position. Jealousy is just somebody hating off of what someone has. But envy, they're truly mad that you're in the position, or you're put in a spot that you're in that they can never reach, that they can never grasp. And they think in their own mindsets that, you know, this should be me. This should be me. This should be another YT person. This should be a Latino like Fat Joe. And all of his, you know, his talking points that's been spread around the industry over the past few years to his fellow Latinos. That, you know, Black people has been running the game for too long. And it's their time. That's envy. Black Americans aren't envy. We're not envious of anybody. We have never been envious of anybody. We've always been protective of people across the world, especially when you have a face like ours, especially when you're going through oppression like we've gone through oppression. Tell me when I'm telling lies. This is where, let me just put it like this, because I can go on, and if I do go on and on, I'm gonna be late for my appointment. So let me just say it like this. We're at a time where nobody can be stupid or ignorant. And when I say stupid, I mean willingly stupid. There's some people out here who just don't know nothing, and that's called ignorance. But there's some people that get the same information and they still choose to push the same propaganda. We're at a time where everybody, especially within the Black grassroots, have to be very, very informed to all topics, because they're trying to wait until we get further and further out in years so they can bring it back again. If you notice, that's what they're doing. They keep trying to drop this to see, okay, what exactly, how much time is it going to take for people to forget? How much time will it take to pass by before we can actually start pushing this anti-Michael Jackson propaganda again? That's what's happening here, family. But if it's not with Michael Jackson, it's with Diddy. If it's not with Diddy, it's with Bill Cosby. If it's not with Cosby, R. Kelly. And regardless of how you feel about R. Kelly, how he was arrested, how he was prosecuted, I'm going to tell you like this. If he was prosecuted for everything that he did with those young girls, the parents of those young girls must be prosecuted for that as well, because they literally gave him their daughters. Regardless of what they thought would be going on, they didn't stick around to protect their daughters. They let their daughters move in with this man. And most of their daughters were grown before they moved in with the man regardless. So if you're going to prosecute R. Kelly, you should have been prosecuting their parents all the girls' parents. You should have been prosecuting all the people who was on the bus with R. Kelly, who was actually enabling that behavior. Don't just do a documentary years later and now go and prosecute R. Kelly according to the Mann Act. And that's what they keep on doing. They keep showing you black faces in areas where these napkin folks are the leading. Peter Nygaard. We ain't even spoke about Peter Nygaard and his connection to all the little the stuff that he was doing scientifically. Him and Epstein were doing the same damn thing. They both was trying to inseminate black women in order to help their genes grow. All you have to look into the Zorro Ranch. Look into Peter Nygaard's. Peter Nygaard literally kicked it around all black goddamn models. He impregnated all black models because that was his motive. But we're trying to connect people who just enjoy partying and having freak offs to these kind of people. The people who actually had direct. Epstein worked with both sides of the field. He had Republicans in his damn Rolodex. He had Democrats in his damn Rolodex. Republicans, Democrats. He had both of them in his Rolodex. So it isn't really about one side or the other. Both sides are trying to make sure this information doesn't come out. Both sides are trying to make sure that they're not implemented within these damn findings. But especially since they're not releasing any new information, they're both trying to keep the new information from coming out. And that's including Trump. That's including the Republicans. That's including a lot of the Democrats. Please do not get this confused. Peter Nygaard worked with a lot of people in government too, and he was Canadian. But family, I'm going to end off right there. Like I said, I don't want to go too much longer because I have an appointment to get to. But if you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell so you can be notified whenever videos like this drop. Please make sure you're hitting that like and share button so we can beat up the algorithm. Make sure we get this message out to the ears that need to hear it. And if you have not done so yet, click that link in the description. Go to change.org and put your signature on the petition for reparations. And with that being said, family, I'm tired. I'm sick and tired of it. And I'm going to keep calling these people out. Every time they bring up Michael Jackson's name, I'm sick of it. Leave this man alone and let this man rest in peace. That's right. It. Y'all don't talk about Elvis and his 14-year-old wife that he took. No. Y'all don't talk about old dude who was the director. I can't even remember his name, but old dude who directed the X-Men in the Fox universe, who ended up fleeing the country and going overseas. Y'all don't talk about old dude that got dang it, and I'm spacing on his name too because I'm so damn hyped up. But old dude that got a goddamn Oscar, and he's a known pedophile, and he's overseas.
What's his damn name?
No. Leave Michael Jackson alone. Let the man rest in peace. Period. Point in black. And with that being said, family, to everybody that's in the live chat, I truly appreciate you. I thank you for being here. To everybody who is super chatted me, like I said, Lemonade, shouts out to you. Shouts out to Black Truth United. Yeah. I appreciate you both for your contributions to the new black media and helping us move forward. Family, it's on us to make sure that our people stand through the test of time.
Yep.
And I promise you, Roman Polanski, shout out to you, Raymond. Thank you very much. You got it like right when I was closing out. Roman Polanski, exactly. Yeah, Roman Polanski. Nobody brings up Roman Polanski. They gave that man an award. They gave that man a damn award. But anyway, family, the doors of the church are now closed.
Yeah.
I will see you later, family, and if not later today, I will see you tomorrow.
Amen.
And it will be alive just like this. Peace, family.
All right, shout out to Church of Black Power. He's come over to Frontline Black News to show love. So, yeah, that was Church of Black Power. Yeah, they need to leave MJ alone. Like, this is ridiculous. MJ been gone since 2009 and they still messing with him. This is ridiculous. So I agree with everything that Church of Black Power said in regards to them trying to link Michael Jackson with Jeffrey Epstein. Like, fuck out of here. That bullshit. All right, what's your thoughts on this here?
I think they need to leave him alone. Like they need to leave OJ alone.
OJ's dead. But yeah, I get your point. Even when we're dead, they're still fucking with us. Is that it? We have more. Okay. All right, thank you for that, Lady Che. All right, we're down to the last topic of the night, and that is Stevie Wonder Ghanaian American? Would definitely say no. It's FBA, but since he got dual citizenship in Ghana, is he Ghanaian American? So Tariq is going to give us an update on that via his Twitter space.
Subscribe. Darling Radio. Like and subscribe.
Did y'all see what they're doing with our brother Stevie Wonder? Did y'all see? They're saying that Stevie Wonder, if you go to Google, now they're calling Stevie Wonder a Ghanaian American. Have y'all seen this, fam? Stevie Wonder, was it this year or last year? Stevie Wonder went over to Ghana and basically got dual citizenship. They gave him dual citizenship, and that was a win for them. So now they're running. You go to Google, they're calling Stevie Wonder a Ghanaian American. That's so disingenuous.
Right.
Stevie Wonder is a foundational Black American, fam. You dig?
Yeah.
Let me see something real quick. Let me see if they put that junk on Wikipedia. Oh yeah, hold on, because if you Google it, they got it as Ghanaian American. Oh yeah, you go to Wikipedia, it's on Wikipedia now. Stevie Wonder is an American Ghanaian singer. Stevie Wonder is not Ghanaian. Boy, they couldn't wait to run with that bullshit narrative. He went over there and got dual citizenship. Stevie Wonder's a foundational Black American.
Right.
Everything about Stevie Wonder and his genius is foundational Black American. His lineage is here. It goes here. His experiences of what made him a genius is from his foundational Black American lineage. It's from the foundational Black American experience. We had to deal with oppression and we had to overcome oppression right over here. That's a very unique thing. And that has created a very unique culture within us, and that includes Stevie Wonder. We would have to do things and show our genius in spite of some of the atrocities that were committed against us. That's a part of our experience here, ladies and gentlemen. Even with Stevie Wonder, please, family, remember, Stevie Wonder was not born blind. Stevie Wonder was not born blind. He was born 6 weeks premature in Saginaw, Michigan.
Yeah,
the hospital did some basic medical malpractice. As a premature baby, they put him in an incubator and put too much oxygen in it, and it detached his retina. That's the thing that made him blind. The hospital made him blind. And hospitals at that time, they were always doing little janky shit to Black children and Black people. And we would overcome these medical malpractices. That's a part of the foundational Black American experience. You have to be a genius and become a genius in spite of these things that were imposed on you here. You understand? So yes, Stevie is FBA all the way. I don't like that stuff. I don't like that because it's disingenuous. And that's part of the erasure that's going on here, of them trying to Africanize foundational Black Americans as a way to erase us and make us invisible. You understand? Because see, when they start doing these racial and ethnic misclassifications, that's to diminish our distinct identity. You understand? Stevie Wonder is 100% FBA, right? His decision to gain citizenship in Ghana, that doesn't change his lineage. Stevie Wonder's lineage is not no damn Ghana. You know, and them calling him a Ghanaian American, that's identity manipulation. Yeah. So that's a tactic that's used to blur the line between foundational Black Americans and African immigrants. You see? So we got to watch that kind of stuff, man. And also, listen, this Africanizing foundational Black Americans, see, that undermines, and that's a deliberate undermining for our push for reparations. See, by falsely presenting prominent foundational Black Americans as, quote, Africans, see, that allows opponents of reparations to argue that Black people in the U.S. are just like recent African immigrants, and that slavery reparations should be distributed globally, not just to foundational Black Americans. You see? So this type of bullshit, that benefits these anti-reparation politicians and tethers who want to latch on to all of our resources and political gains. So we got to watch this stuff, man. We got to stop giving these people little alley-oops like that. You understand? Because the thing is, man, a lot of African and Caribbean communities, see, they benefit from claiming our foundational Black American icons. You see, they always try to attach themselves to foundational Black American figures like Malcolm X. They always run around talking about his mama was from Grenada and all of that. His dad was FBA. There's nothing Caribbean culturally about Malcolm X. Malcolm X's father was FBA. Malcolm was FBA. Then they try to latch on to Dr. King and other things. They have to do that. They don't have any, and I'm not being mean-spirited, because I say this all the time, and I'm not saying it to be mean-spirited. Many of these people just don't have, they lack comparable global icons. They do. They just don't have it. So they get one of our heavyweights, Stevie Wonder, who's a towering music figure, and they're running around calling this man a damn Ghanaian American. That's giving Ghana a cultural claim to his achievements without actually contributing to his damn legacy. Stevie Wonder, everything about his legacy comes from us here. Berry Gordy, Smokey, Motown, Marvin, Michael, Diana Ross, all of these other FBA icons that were around Stevie, helping to cultivate his talent and bring that out and give him shine. That was all of us over here. Ghana didn't have shit to do with that. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like giving people alley-oops to the culture like that. Yeah. And it's the media. You got to understand how the media is too. The media, excuse me, shit. You know, the media, they have a vested interest in promoting this African identity over our foundational Black American identity. Because you got to understand, a lot of people in the media, they get a lot of non-FBAs in the media who they selectively put in, like the Joy Reids. You know, they were putting the Joy and people like that in all of these little positions. in order to basically misrepresent us and take shots at us and basically erase us. And whenever we discuss our foundational Black American heritage, that's downplayed, but these people sit up here and yell about immigrants all day long. Yeah. And a lot of immigrants over here, a lot of times they're identified as Nigerian American, Senegalese American sometimes, foundational Black Americans. We're just Black, which is fine. But then they start to mislabel Stevie Wonder as a Ghanaian. That creates a lot of confusion. See, that's a very coordinated effort to erase the distinct contributions of foundational Black Americans. And they're trying to put a lifeline to that Pan-Africanism. And that's been on its deathbed. That's been on its damn deathbed. They're trying to do some kind of janky revision of it. And that cultural appropriation of foundational Black American history and achievements, that's just not it. People always try to co-opt our cultural creations without acknowledging that these movements were built exclusively by foundational Black American. You dig? So now, you know what that does? That now opens up the door for his music, his activism, and his achievements to falsely be attributed to Africa, which is what they do all the time. They always attribute anything we do, they attribute it to Africa. We start doing some hip hop. Well, you know, hip hop, well, there was some Congos in Africa, and that was the first beat. They had the beat, and then they was doing rhymes. They were doing some rhymes, and those were the first rappers in a village in Senegal. And no. That's not it. And that whole myth of African heritage, that's a justification for erasure. Well, listen, we got ancestral ties to Africa, but foundational Black American identity was forged in America, making it separate and a distinct lineage, ladies and gentlemen. This notion that foundational Black Americans are just Africans in America, that's used to dismiss our unique culture, struggle, and historical experiences, ladies and gentlemen. Under slavery and in Jim Crow, we've survived some atrocities. The fact that we could still hold our head up high after going through that, I popped my collar. We went through a damn war. We went through an ethnic war and survived it. We're able to show the battle scars and show the strength. I'm not trying to hand over people who didn't step to these white supremacists like that. I'm not trying to hand that orange. No, I'm trying to give stolen valor. See, now I look at that as stolen valor. People try to latch on to the shit that we went through because they know we done been through it. Nobody has had the courage and the strength to survive what we've gone through. So they always try to latch themselves onto us without having to bear the brunt of the fighting and the adversities and the resistance that we've had to go through. But they reap all the damn benefits. Damn that. Damn that. We got to stop letting people do that. You understand? We're not the mules for everybody. We're not everybody's damn mules. And family, you got to understand the political and economic agenda behind Africanizing foundational Black Americans. See, there's this strong political agenda to merge foundational Black Americans with African and Caribbean groups to create this false Black immigrant coalition that dilutes foundational Black American specific political demands. See, by Africanizing foundational Black Americans, that allows Caribbeans and Africans to access all of these FBA earned benefits, scholarship, affirmative action, business grants, intentionally or originally for us. You see, because they know, the dominant society know that we're owed. Because of what we went through, foundational Black Americans are owed. So if we get erased and pushed to the side and then they let over these new groups, they're not owed anything, and they know that. So they're not going to push for any kind of real demands. And if they get out of line, they can just ship them right on back over there. Yeah. But yeah, there's this major push to merge Black immigrants into foundational Black American created institutions, HBCUs. That's why these HBCUs are full of these non-FBAs who are prioritizing other immigrants. They got all types of scholarships and grants based on foundational Black American lineage. And then when you look at it, like I read off the other day, it's a bunch of non-FBAs getting these grants. Yeah. They come over here off of our backs and then start looking out specifically for their damn group. They start looking out for their ethnic group. You see? And this whole Pan-Africanist, one size fit all Black identity, that conveniently ignores the fact that foundational Black Americans, we fought for our own rights and their right too. We built our own institutions in America without global assistance. We had to literally get everything out of the mud. Yeah. And also, this is like a psychological strategy of identity confusion. See, the ultimate goal is really to convince foundational Black Americans is that we don't really have a unique cultural identity, making us easy to exploit. That's why they would run around here for the longest. And I don't know why y'all let them do this for years. They run around here talking about we ain't got no culture. Man, I don't know why y'all let them get away with that. That's one of the reasons I did the Hidden Colors film, to show the culture that we had here globally, all over the place. Dude, nothing could be further from the truth. That was a major projection, as we've been breaking down relentlessly. Dude, we are the culture here. Everything about the culture here is Black American. We do have a very unique culture here. We do. We are the culture. More culture than these other groups. That's a projection. They don't really have a culture. You understand? And them yelling this shit that we don't have a culture, it goes into that we're just Africans in America, so we'll be less likely to demand lineage-based benefits, and we got to accept the resources that's being shared with non-FBAs and everybody else. And this is just a form of ethnic erasure and theft that's designed to siphon off foundational Black American created wealth, political power, and cultural influence. Again, the name of the game is for these people to just in a hostile way, Africanize us. Just like the other day, I had the dude on here who kept insisting that y'all African, y'all FBAs are just African. Damn all that, y'all are African. The reason why you want to do that, and like I broke down, the objective into Africanizing us is to make it seem like we basically we were couriers of African culture. We got stolen. They love to talk about we were stolen. The stolen from our family was stolen away from us. And they stole us from a village. The white people came in there and stole us with all of this African culture that we brought over here, and we were just going to sit on it, being generic Africans, until we could reunite with our African brethren again. And we're going to hold on to this culture for Africa. So now when they immigrate here, they can pick up the culture and be like, thank you for holding this African culture for us. All of this hip hop, jazz, food, everything. You held on to the culture for me to come rightfully claim it now. So scoot along and move over, FBAs. So the thing is, it's designed for us to not exist. Foundational Black Americans, we're just an invisible people. We're generic Africans, hold the culture so that the real Africans who know their identity, quote unquote, come on and pick up the culture that was stolen from them. That's the bullshit narrative that they're pushing now, family. That's why they use words like stolen. No, nobody was stolen. Y'all musty Negroes were selling people. You were selling people, left us for dead. We got here, and we clicked with the other Aboriginal Black people who were here. We had a major ethnogenesis. We had to start and create a whole new culture independent of Africa and any other place. That's why our culture is so unique and it's so different and it's not like any others. And that's the reality. Now, isn't that right, JD? Hold on, let's get JD in here. JD throwing up some emojis. Let's see. Let's get Mr. JD in here. Let's see what he has to say. JD, am I hitting on something, JD? Talk to me.
No, you're not hitting on anything, Tariq. I'm a big fan, man. I had to come on my burner because I don't think you want the other guys coming in here because you might get some Nazis.
Oh, okay. It's all good. So you have a lot of white supremacists following you?
Well, yeah. I mean, we do White Power Wednesdays. You gotta be fair to the people sometimes. You know what I mean?
No, not the White Power Wednesday. Hilarious, man.
Yeah, White Power Radio. You know how we do.
Man, you in New York?
Currently I am in Manhattan.
Okay,
I'm chilling.
Okay.
I used to be out by you in Hidden Hills.
Okay. Oh yeah, I'm in Chatsworth. So yeah. So
yeah.
Now, are you Somali? What are you again? I forgot. What are you?
I'm none of those. If anything, I'm more of a tether than anything. I'm not FBA, but I do you though.
I know that.
You're a great guy.
Right. Thank you. Now, where's your family from? What's your lineage?
Well, you want me? How far back do you want me to go?
You say you might get this. Where's your family from?
I mean, my dad's from Russia.
Okay.
My mom's from Montreal, Quebec.
Okay. Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So your dad is white Russian. So your mom is from.
No, my dad's a black Russian.
Really?
Yeah, from Chilbanks. Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. Interesting. So where did he go from Russia? He must have come from what part of Africa did he come?
Well, didn't know that.
Is your mom was in Russia too, or Canada?
About
your mom doing in Russia?
Some things I probably shouldn't even tell you, but it was fun.
Okay,
I guess.
And
government work.
And your mom's nationality is what? Canada is just the whole.
Well, her grandmother is from Montserrat.
Well, now, where's that?
That's next to Antigua.
Oh, okay, so she's Caribbean.
Yeah, my grandmother is. I don't know where her mother's from either, though.
Oh, okay, so yeah, okay.
Yeah, you know, it's one of those slave trade islands.
Right. So it's all over the place with your family, man. Good Lord.
Yeah, that's why I said, if anything, I'm a tether. I'm just holding on to the world and shit. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, you're not a tether just because your family is, from different places.
Well, I mean, most of my family is FBA though. And you know most of my family, to be honest with you.
I do. Who are they?
Ocho Cinco, ASAP Rocky, Rihanna. Those are all my cousins. Like actually first cousins.
Okay. Rocky, I think his mother, I think he told him, I think his mom is from Alabama somewhere. But
here, I'm gonna come back. I'll come back on my main account.
Okay. All right, cool. Okay. All right, let's get we got a lot of folks in here. Shout out to everybody in here. Let's get Magus in here. Magus or Magus? Magus, hop on. Magus or Magus? While we're waiting on him, let's get Gia Monet. Let's get Gia.
Oh wait.
Oh
wait. Can you hear me?
Oh, Magus, you here?
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
Okay, what's on your mind?
Somebody. Yeah. What you were hitting on was perfect, and what you described was almost like it's another scammer thing with the tethers with regard to our culture, where they'll say, "Oh, thank you," because we like they misplaced it with us. Oh, thank you for holding on to it for us.
Right.
Thank you. Something. I'm just like, you can't lose it. You never did it. It started over here. Is that but what they're trying to do is they're coping with the fact that he sold us. Everybody knows that he sold us.
Mm-hmm.
So they're getting their karma and they're scared because they haven't really of it. So this is just their coping.
Yes, indeed. All right, my man. Thank you so much, bro. Let's get Gia, and then we're gonna get Jordan in. But Gia, what's up, beloved?
Hi, Tariq. Thank you so much for bringing me on. I have two questions for you. So the first question is one of the things I know when it comes to how we celebrate Black Month and their culture, they celebrate their heritage. Do you think that what we were talking about earlier in terms of celebrating culture might be to revisit like naming Black History Month and have more of a cultural type of cultural emphasis on it? Can get your thoughts on that?
Yeah, we can keep Black History Month. Black History Month is fine. We can create our own holidays and celebratory months and weeks. That's the great thing about us, man. Just like, hey, man, we created a Reticese, a holiday around the Christmas holiday, and we put historic significance. We each other during the holidays. There's nothing stopping us from creating our own holidays. That's what we're supposed to do, ladies and gentlemen. We're supposed to do that stuff. And we can do that with different entities. We can do that with religion. We can do that with holidays. We can do that with commemoration months and weeks. There's absolutely nothing wrong with doing that. We can do that on our own. Brother Jordan, what's up, brother? Hop on in again.
My fault, Tariq. I'm not able to come in on my main. That way, at least, you know, some of the white power people can come in and have some fun.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, they get we'll get them.
I know you have howling usually late night.
Man. So what do you think about that the Epstein files? It turned out to be a nothing burger. What do you think about that?
How intellectual do you want me to be?
Go ahead with it.
I mean, realistically, have we not known about like Epstein for long enough? Realistically, you're old enough to know, you know, this has been going on for a while.
Right.
They're not gonna hand a whole bunch of influencers knowing that they're gonna leak something, just a whole bunch of files saying, all right, great, here, take it. Like we've seen how the justice system works. We've seen how the FBI works, realistically, even targeting Black America, since I know you guys are FBA. We know how they did with you know, gangster rap through the 90s, through the 80s, through even the 2000s. You see how they demonize, you know, certain different cultures, certain different people, even if they are, whether they're from Africa or from America, different groups. You see how they represented Chicago. So we know what the FBI is capable of, right? Do you really think they're just going to hand over everybody who funded, you know, the last 30 to 50 years? I mean, come on.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard every conspiracy in the world, and the only thing that it leads up to is like rogue agencies. And the only way that, like, I guess white people, Black people, all Americans, or anybody in the world is going to trust anybody is if, you know, the people that Trump appointed go and shut down those rogue agencies, and we see it live on film, like in 4K, that second, that day, right on the White House. Like, we want to see that shit live streamed. Because at this point, I mean, stop thinking people are stupid. People are, you know, not woke, but they are awake, not to be confused, right?
Yeah.
They're starting to put two and two together to understand, like, yo, this might not be it. Something's up. And a lot of people didn't even know that the stuff that got released earlier, some of it wasn't even redacted five years ago. So like, you guys got a whole bunch of files that, you know, you're like, oh, it's all redacted. Well, if you guys actually did your research, which goes to show that people are, you know, really lost, and maybe they got them, I don't know, but it's got to the point where people, I think, are slightly slow. But a lot of my friends, especially, like, you know, Diligent, I think he was in here a couple days ago.
Well, what's his name?
Diligent Dzen.
Okay.
Like, I was talking to him about it earlier, and I usually hold spaces like for politics with them and stuff, and you know, they had a really good take on it.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, did you really think that they were going to hand over a big Black book?
Last night, somebody called last night. I knew that, but I think it's going to be redacted, and sure enough, everything was redacted. So yeah, I knew something was going to be funny because I think they would have, if something was really juicy, it would have been out already. It would have been out. They wouldn't make this
They would have gave them the list, and 20 minutes later, you would have seen the live stream of the U.S. Marshals scooping people up across the country. That's what you would have seen. They're not going to hand you a black book and then all these people are just walking around free. Like Cameron Diaz was on there, and I think somebody else was on there. Like we know it's public information where their houses are, bro. Like, why didn't they just go get them?
Yeah.
Well, because they already knew that, and they already talked to her, and they're just giving you the information that they've already had for 10 years. Like, I don't know. People I think are a little sheepy sometimes, but I mean, you gotta at least give them some sort of credit for trying. But you see Pam Bondi's getting lied to, which, to be honest with you, maybe they just don't respect her as a white woman that's coming in there. Like, just to be honest, not to be racist or anything, but let's keep it a stack. Maybe they don't respect Kash Patel because, he said he's going to dismantle the whole thing. There's a lot of different factors where you just really don't know what to trust anymore. I think you can really trust is the people that I guess are doing it for trust and not for money.
Right. My man, Jordan, I thank you, brother, man. I appreciate you. Very good insight, man. I appreciate you.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you, man. You hold excellent spaces, and man, I know you represent FBA. No, I'm not an FBA, but I do with you, man. You're a different level, and I have watched a lot of your stuff, so you are definitely much bigger than a lot of people lead you on to believe, man.
Yeah, man. And yeah, just because you're not FBA, let's be very clear. We have a problem with non-FBA people. Let's be very clear. And just because you're non-FBA doesn't mean you're a tethered. I always just want to emphasize that. All right.
Yeah, I'm definitely, of course. No, I'm definitely black, though. I'll definitely tell you that. I'm pretty sure I'm going to check my skin real quick and make sure I don't identify as a 35-year-old guy named Harrison. You know what I mean?
There it is, man. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, brother.
Yeah, be easy, brother.
Yes, sir. What's TB? T-Bat?
T-Bat wide. Tariq Nasheed, let me start off by first thanking you for changing my life. Your Hidden Colors documentaries back in I think it was 2019 when I first were given. They were given to me by somebody that worked for me. And ever since, I changed my life. So number one, I have got to say thank you whenever I do my work. If you were to follow me, I do everything Tariq and Umar. Tariq and Umar, I know I don't like each other. Maybe, I don't know. You can speak on that. I'm sorry if I spoke something I don't know. However, I love the both of you.
Yeah.
So all I got to say, where I'm at in my life, I just hopped on. I don't know what y'all been talking about all night. I follow you, so I know you talk about things. This is what I need to understand. Two things. I need my money and I need my land. So do we need to be sovereign citizens to get that? No. What do we have to do to get our money and our land? Because that's where I'm at.
Yeah, a very good question, dear. Thank you. All we have to do is just stay on the necks of these politicians, which is what we're doing. We have to keep making our demands and let them know we're not moving off that demand. We have to keep the conversation of reparations in the forefront. We've here in past decades, we would mention reparations very sheepishly, and then they would throw some salt on us, and then we would run, and they throw some feathers at us and tell us to shut up. Ain't no money, ain't you scared these people. And then we'll chill out. And then when Obama got up there, we're like, hey, Obama need to get us something. No, he's in of all America, not Black America. We just kept getting excuses all the time. So now, these last election cycles, we're not taking any excuses. We're going to stay on the reparations square. So we're forcing the conversation into the public lexicon. So we need to keep doing what we're doing. We got to get sovereign. We just let them know we're going to move it until we get that bag. That's what it is.
In the future.
Yep, that's what it is. And Stevie Wonder is clearly F. So I'm going to close the show. I thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for staying up late with us. Make sure y'all check us out later on today for part 3 of Frontline Black News. In the meantime, make sure y'all like and subscribe to all of our platforms. Frontline Black News on YouTube and Facebook. The Revolutionary Agenda on YouTube and Facebook. And Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced on Facebook, Twitter, and X.com. And we should be doing a brand new episode of Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced on Tuesday. Topic to be announced. So peace, love, light, reparations, and separations, and Black empowerment. Chan Krumah on UC Health, Colorado, sundown town known as Aurora, Colorado. Lady Che and Brother Che signing out from UC Health in a sundown town known as Aurora, Colorado. So peace, y'all. Shout out to the Jazz. Shout out to Twin Pyramid. Shout out to Jay Militant and Crew Reality. So we'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.